What is going on, ladies and gents? Big up to every single one of you. Hopefully all of you have been doing all right. I am Marshall DBDX, your host today, accompanied by the panel of Scott, Oliver, the Bridge Nation, and Real Chris. Big up to every single one of you guys for joining in on today's stream. Hey, international break is amongst us, so that means that we got to find ways to make content, and it's been a while since I've done this, so I figured why not, let's do it. We are going to be reacting to a little bit of a tactical breakdown from 442 as to what made Chelsea so good in the beginning of the season, and then continuing it up with why we're so bad now. So give us a little bit more of an understanding and such, so on and so forth. I mean, I guess I'll ask the panel, do any of you guys kind of have predictions as to what exactly is going to be said in terms of what made us so good and then what made us so bad?
No idea.
I would say maybe the teams and all that, and I would say injuries do play a part as well, I think, and Jackson not picking up the form when, went 7 games without a goal. Cole Palmer dropping off the form. When you lose your 2 main goal scorers, it goes downhill from there. It really does, and I think that's the reason why as well.
Okay.
Or just quite simply, Maresca's a championship manager. That's why we're trash. There we go.
It could be that too. You never know. We'll see what Adam says, and we'll see what we come out of this.
Or it's Kukure's fault too. Or it's Kukure's fault as well.
It could be Kukure's fault if that's what you want to go with. If that's the hill you want to. That's the hill you want to die on. Then
he died on it multiple times.
A few
times. Respawned and died.
He still gets up, never gives up until Cucurella is going to be Azpilicueta's age and not being able to run. Then he'll be coming back.
Never win the Ballon d'Or one.
I told you all. That's what's going to happen eventually. But big up to every single one of you. Haven't done so already, guys. Smash up the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Be sure to also check the links down below. I have my own personal channel where I stream once a week, every Saturday, video games, just chatting, and all types of social stuff. I do have a Patreon as well, which I'll be streaming on Friday. Video games, all the fun stuff that I like to do in my leisure time. So check that out in the links below. Ahmed channel, you got Chris, and everyone's stuff is down below, so check that out in the description. And memberships, there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p, so go ahead and check those out, and be sure to look into it. You might be interested in one of those, and it helps us out tremendously here in the channel. So that being said, I think it's time we just get straight into it. You guys, panel, you guys already know how this works. If there's something you want to say or something that catches your interest, let me know, and I'll pause it, and then we'll discuss it. But yeah, just let me know when to pause, and we'll get at it. But let's go ahead and get started with the beginning, which is why Enzo Maresca's Chelsea are the real deal. Let's see what we have to hear about this.
Praising him.
Yeah, this is the praise. This was, let me actually, 5 months ago. So 5 months ago
God.
was October,
Yeah,
November
like,
time when things were okay.
yeah,
So
it's okay.
let's see. Let's see what's up. Let's see why Chelsea were so good in the beginning of the season.
For this is Enzo Maresca's Chelsea, and they've been doing really, really well this season. They've got a nice established back two with Fofana and Colwill. We like them very much. Caicedo and Fernandez have somehow become a successful double pivot, despite that never ever working under Pochettino. Cole Palmer is the number 10. There's a rotating cast of characters in the wide positions, and Nicholas Jackson finally looks like the kind of baller that I said he might be able to be eventually. But the thing about this is that while it is this, it is also crucially not that ever. And aside from the fact they didn't win, that Forest performance was actually fairly typical of how Maresca's got them playing. And this is their average positions map from that game. And you'll see...
So this took place after Forest. And, I mean, let me look at this. Yeah, I mean, this looks...
I think he spoke too soon on Jackson.
Jackson Glaze in 2024.
We'll see.
Maybe.
Wait a minute. Isn't this Jackson's number?
No.
Okay, it's this direction. It's attacking from right to left.
Yeah,
Sorry, I just
average
realized.
positions, brother.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like Cole Palmer does drift to the right next to the right winger because when he doesn't really drift to the left, so it is right.
When you look at Chelsea now, I mean, we still do this to an extent. I just don't think we have prominent attackers. I mean, look at how many. Go ahead. Go ahead.
I was going to say, though, if you look at Kukureya's positioning, I'm actually going to be, this is not me hating Kukureya. I actually think now, this I feel like it's a lot more higher, probably say, than where he was in that game, if that makes sense.
I agree. Yeah,
I was going to say that,
sure.
yeah, he's definitely gone up higher. He's our main goal threat right now, like the last couple of months, so.
But when you look at how many bodies we have in their half, like, it's no wonder that, I mean, we'll see why. I'm sure there's more than just injuries.
The reason
as to
is
why.
also why is because they all have their little spaces so they can pass each other left, right. Like that's what we do. We keep possession pretty well and try to create as many chances as possible, either by crossing it or just getting to the box.
Mhm.
There was a few counters in there as well we get by chances, but yeah.
Yeah,
But
no, for sure. I mean, you look at how
time has changed,
deep-
though. You can tell though, because not all of us like right now. Like Kukureya is definitely like up there, like near the striker at this point.
Mhm. Against Forest, we did create a lot of chances, and we weren't.
Was that the 1-1?
That was the 1-1,
Yeah.
the one where we could have won, but we just weren't clinical on the day. But you can see here, like Jackson drops down to where Palmer, I would assume, would be, and even Palmer's average position in this game was more of like a second striker. So it goes to show that like what Jackson provides, his average position here isn't really that of a striker. Most strikers, I would believe, our average position is somewhere around here.
It depends on what type of striker you are. If you're like
it depends on the type of
an old
striker,
school Harry
obviously,
Kane, the earlier stage Harry Kane, where
Yeah.
he just sit in the box, then yeah, or Lewandowski, he normally just sits up there. If
But
you're
it's
like,
crazy to see that like we were averaging 7 people on
Yeah.
their half of the pitch. And this is just this game. Obviously, there was a low block, so maybe in other games it's not as high pitched. But I mean, regardless, it's.
But this is why I
think we'd still do it.
Yes. No, that's what I like about Enzo Maresca's system is if you have the right personnel, like the players, like say Reece James, say Reece James barely gets injured, right? Reece James and burn to the midfield or something, it'd be amazing if he can do it more consistent and stuff like that. And then you got Kukureya as well, who's very good on the ball and shooting and passing. And what isn't he good at? I don't know actually at this point, but yeah, like it is good to have that system. I think where wing backs doing, but I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, let's continue the video. See what else we'll notice out of this.
It's not 4-2-3-1 at all, really, is it? Like, Malagusto's all the way up here. He's actually playing further forward than Caicedo. And Enzo Fernandez is sort of out around here somewhere. Palmer's actually not in the 10 position. He's far further across. Jackson's really deep. It's not anything like this basic shape. And that's because fundamentally Maresca is taking what he did at Leicester, what was so successful in the Championship, and he has not adopted it, but he is adapting it. And at Leicester, he wouldn't just invert one of his fullbacks into the midfield to give him an extra body there. He would then push the goalkeeper into the back line so he could retain
Wait. I want to just real quick. I just
Leicester, he wouldn't just invert one of his
we
fullbacks
don't
into
have
the
that.
midfield to give
this pass.
Crazy.
Sanchez would never.
him an extra body there.
That's actually a good pass.
No, Sanchez would try that. The
Yeah.
issue is with that, and I think this is where the problem with Sanchez comes, and I think Jorgensen hasn't really fixed this because he doesn't do this, hasn't done this when he's played either. Is number one, we don't play either goalkeeper that far out of their box. Now, when we have the goalkeepers, if you go back, go and look at that first pass.
Something like a
that's
sweeper
quite far.
keeper.
And push the
Yeah,
goalkeeper.
Like
we don't play
the
a
Neuer
goalkeeper
role.
this far out. Yeah, we don't play it with our goalkeeper this far out. So when we do have them as like the
Oh wow.
extra defender, sweeper, whatnot, they're almost like at the edge of their box, like almost like that last clip, or like that, just slightly further back, like they're in the box, just on the very edge of it. But yeah, like Sanchez can't do that pass. We've seen him try to do that pass and fail. Jorgensen's never attempted that kind of pass, or we've seen it a couple times, but not anywhere near enough. And like, I think ultimately this is why like people were calling for Hermansen.
Yes.
That's the goalkeeper doing this.
Do you think we'd be doing this still in the Premier League if we had him though? Like, or he
Yes.
just? You think? I mean, I would never trust Sanchez to do this. Like, get further in the pitch
Oh,
because
hell
he would mess up a pass and
He'll
definitely
get chipped.
go. Yeah, not even just like he would definitely get.
No,
chipped
but like
really.
he'll pass it and the player will get it and they'll do exactly
too
what
often.
Haaland did to him all the time.
I think I might need like assistance from like the hospital or something. Like if Sanchez up this high always.
No, I get that, but yeah, I just saw that pass and I had to say something. I was like, damn, I wish my goalkeeper can make that pass happen.
Leicester, he wouldn't just invert one of his fullbacks into the midfield to give him an extra body there. He
That
would
is
then
nice.
push the goalkeeper into the back line so he could retain a back four in the process. But he decided very quickly at Chelsea he wasn't going to be able to do that because at Leicester he had one of the best ball-playing goalkeepers in that league, and in Robert
for
Sanchez,
fuck's sake.
he has a competent ball-playing goalkeeper,
we go.
but not one of the best. Like if you remember,
Competent ball playing keeper, but not one of the best.
He's not even he's
I
like
think
on
this
the
is-
line. So
No, but look, I think this is a good point, and I think this comes back to defense as well. Do me a favor,
Yeah.
Marshall. Go back to when Hermansen had the ball, and understand it's a little different because you're arguably the best team in the championship. Cool.
Does it go on?
No, that's not the bit. Go back to the first clip, I think it is, or the one where he makes that pass. This one. Cool. Look at where their other defenders are. That is their left centre back. I think that's Vestergaard potentially. That's to the left of him. That's one of their centre backs. Look at where he's positioned. You've got Mendy, I think that is number 21. No, that's Pereira. Sorry, that's Pereira.
Yeah.
Their right back. That's there. You've got Chowdhury, which is their DM at the very edge of the picture.
I think down here.
Do me a favour.
Yeah.
Go back to when that little bit with the Brighton goal we concede.
adopted it.
Oh, you mean Sanchez?
Oh, you
okay.
mean when we fucked up? Yeah.
Cool.
There.
Look at where we are now, and understand obviously it's different game states, but
Best
look at where
ball-playing
our
goalkeeper.
team is. Camped in
Yeah,
our box,
scattered all over. Yeah, and camped in our box.
playing in
yeah.
our box, playing as deep as possible, because our line doesn't step out because it can't, because our defenders aren't good enough. Our goalkeeper isn't good enough to step out. So we have to play a deeper line. We have to drop, because if we don't drop, we're going to get caught in behind. We've seen that this season. We saw it in pre-season against Inter. Then you've got a goalkeeper who's a moron. And I think this is part of the limitations. It comes back to the recruitment. Like, if we had centre-backs that could play that high line, like you had competent centre-backs and a competent goalkeeper, I think we play with a much higher line and we keep the game way more compact.
Definitely.
Especially at the moment, with how bad our attack is, it's made to look worse because they're all isolated all the time, because our defence is sitting further back than they would if they were playing on the front foot. And we had the people to do that.
So let me get this right. Do you think in the beginning of the season, Maresca was actually trying to play exactly how we saw Hermansen was
It
playing?
seemed like that in pre-season
somewhat of a
more.
high line,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
then
In
Ancelotti was like
pre-season.
drop it back a bit.
Yeah, like we've seen
We
We
we've
were
were
seen
so
it
so
try
much
to play a
better.
high line.
Yeah.
We played a
We
high
had
line
to
a bunch
compromise
this
the
season.
system essentially,
He's been consistently playing a Highlander, Marshall. Like at
Yeah,
least
we-
for a while, yeah.
but
We
not
played
like
a high line a bunch of times. Like we
Yeah,
did it
yeah,
against
yeah.
City and got cooked. The
Yeah,
goal
yeah.
we concede against West Ham, that was a high line that gets played over the top, and Cole tries to recover and messes it up. Like, we play a high line a lot, but I think the thing is we're way too quick and way too easy to drop it the moment there's any sort of pressure, because none of our centre back and none of our defenders really outside of Cucurella and James, who hasn't been fit enough, are comfortable being able to keep that high line while having pressure against them, and are capable of recovering if we do get caught.
That's interesting. Yeah, I never even deeped that. So in a sense, like Maresca's been forced to kind of compromise his system, which kind of goes to what I was saying earlier in the season. I was like, I don't feel like our players have 100% gotten the system down pat. I think there is still a bit of a while, you know, a work in progress in terms of learning the entire system that Maresca wants to play. But I mean, yeah, even just looking at this, like it has been severely compromised because we don't play with a high line as often as maybe they did in the championship. I mean, maybe you can get away with it in the championship and with the center backs that you had, but like, yeah, we'll come back to this. Let's just continue the video.
Keepers in that league, and in Robert Sanchez, he has a competent ball-playing goalkeeper, but not one of the best. Like, if you remember, the guy lost his place at Brighton to Jason Steele for a while, so probably a bit too much of a risk to do that exactly. So what happens instead is that Sanchez sort of stays out of it, Malo Gusto comes in the middle alongside Caicedo, and the rest of the defence sort of shuffle over, and we get this 3-2 shape. Now, however, one of their biggest strengths is that while they do always do this shape, they don't always do it this way. Like, this is Malo Gusto's heat map from this season, and that's very obvious to spot. It's absolutely a fullback who was asked to move in.
A lot of
Jesus.
That was the problem as well.
That was in October or November time. Like, he was putting in a shift, dude. Holy shit.
This validates me so much, and I hate to do that, but this validates me so much.
This is why I'm glad we're watching it, right? But what does this validate exactly?
When I said that he was playing like shit and people said it was because he was inverting, was he bollocks? He was just shit.
No.
Tomato. Boy.
What does that mean?
What do you mean tomato? He's overlapping and we're still crap.
Are you trying to like say
doing the normal?
Look at all that red in the top left corner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's just been crap this season. Like, sorry, he's just.
I mean, technically speaking, that big red dot right there might not be him inverting. It might be him. Sorry, excuse me. It might be him inverting, and then the wing is outside doing the overlap. So.
Oh, so we're not gonna pretend we ain't seen Gusto mess up with his passes like at least like 7 times out of 10.
Respect him.
I'm actually trying to find his heat map from last season and kind of compare it with this season.
It's a really shame with Gusto because
it's probably the same, just less central.
I'll give him another chance still next season because what he gave last season was pretty good.
I mean, that's fine by me too, because we do have Josh Achimpong, which, whenever Maresca decides that he's worth using, that's an option we can give a chance here and there.
It's crazy how we switched over though from like I guarantee if he does this again or the heat map is gonna be more favoured the left side because Cucurella is doing that all that role now.
God damn, his heat map this season doesn't look. It's a lot more red. I mean, here I'll show you the heat map this season.
I still prefer the style of play by last season by a mile.
Let me take this off.
It's just not consistent last season at all.
It's kind of hard to see it because just the way the page is set up. But here you can see the heat map so far this season, right here. Boom. It's kind of crazy.
Oh, damn! He was everywhere, wasn't he?
Like he's just covering he's essentially like this heat map. Now that there's more data, like it's like he's a left midfielder pretty much.
Is this
or right midfielder? I'm sorry. No, this is Malo Gusto.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is the point I was trying to make. Gusto's not really overlapping anymore. He's more so like a left midfielder. He's on the edge of the box now. He's not overlapping. He doesn't overlap anymore. All he does is essentially invert. So that's just the point.
Overlap. Yeah, 100%.
No, there may be a game or two, right, where he does overlap. But I think if you were to look at it, like throughout the whole season,
yes, he inverts more than he overlaps. I agree. Like, but he still when he overlaps, it doesn't really come off that well from him either most of the times. I just think he just fell off a bit this season, and I don't know if it's confidence as well. It probably is a bit of confidence at this point because he's not really had many good games this season. He's had like a couple good games, I would say. But yeah, like he is young as well. That's the thing. What, he's 21.
Oh, here we go.
So I give him the benefit of the doubt. Like he'll pick it up next season.
Yeah, I mean, you could see it. Like, this is a lot
He
more of
would
your
hug it, yeah.
traditional, hug the touchline type of, player, and then you move to this season. It's much more in the middle.
Yeah,
Less on the ends here, more in the middle.
that's really good for Reece James to do as well. Because Reece is really good passer and all
I'm
that.
actually so curious. Let me see Cucurella real quick. Since I'm
Oh.
here.
I'm curious actually because like it'd be until like the start of the season to now, right?
I'm sure it's going to be a lot of the same, to be honest. Oh,
Yeah, him
Really?
hugging the middle.
This can't be right.
Oh, damn. Wait, so-
Okay, never mind.
He is hugging the
That's
middle.
Premier
Right.
League.
Wrong competition.
Oh,
yeah, more of
God.
the same.
Fuck.
Yeah.
He's everywhere.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Just a
And
left
I'll be real.
midfielder and a right midfielder, yeah.
I'll be real though, like this for me, just like, and this is gonna happen with Gusto because he's young, but this kind of highlights the level of player that we're dealing with, and like and I think this goes back to like the experience thing of like, you see the difference of like they're basically doing the same job, right? In terms of their heat map and the ground they're covering in games, like the Gusto's basically playing like he's covering the entire right hand side of the pitch for what's his face for Cucurella to the left, but you see with Cucurella he's more experienced. He's just a better player at this point in his career.
Yeah.
So he's able to like get the instruction, take it on and do it a bit more. And like you can say he's done the inverting thing in the past, but like he hasn't really, to be honest. Like even when he was at Brighton, he was playing either as a left centre back or a left wing back, and like an actual proper left wing back, like staying high and wide. But yeah, so you look at it and go like, you just see that the difference in quality and the difference in terms of like how easy it is to adapt with an experienced guy. And this just comes back to the experience argument. They're going to be able to take on instructions, especially complicated instructions for a system that can be complicated.
Yeah, 100%.
Much easier.
Yeah, and that definitely could play a factor in Malagusa because we all know Malagusa's a good player. Obviously, I do think he's still doing like the overlapping thing that Scott was saying, but not nearly as much as like this season where he's being more responsible of coming into the middle, passing through balls to the middle, attacking, defending. It's more responsibility. And I think there is like some players like Malagusto, I think it is going to take some time for them to adapt to the system. I don't think they fully got it on lock like a Cucurella who, like Scott was saying, he's used to playing left wing back in Brighton. He's played the overlapping left back. You know, he's done a lot of these positionings. He's done the inverting. Now this season he's doing the inverting, but he's doing more attacking roles as well. Like it's the experience I think does play a big factor as to why Malagusa might be struggling this season. Let's continue with the video.
Into the middle. There's a lot of this flank where he does his general fullbacking, but also he's spending a lot of time on the ball in the centre of the pitch. But if we look at Marc Cucurella's heat map from this season, you will see exactly the same thing. Now, if you've watched Chelsea this season, you might not have spotted Cucurella going and doing that because he doesn't do it anywhere near as often, but he is an option for it. And the reason for that is Levi Colwill. Enzo Maresca loves him to be the central of these three defenders because out of all of them, he's got the best passing, he's the coolest under pressure. You can invite a press onto him like this, and he is the one most comfortable playing.
I know lately.
You think he's the coolest under pressure?
Okay, lately, no. But overall, yes, I think he's the best passer in our centre backs. I still think he's better than Tosin at centre back, like passing wise. Yeah, I do think he's the best for it. Not saying he's like world class or nothing.
I don't know. I just
I'm not
haven't
saying
seen
he's
it
elite
that
even.
much this season.
I see, especially when he early on with Fafana and all that. I
Early
felt
on,
like,
yeah.
That's what I mean. Like I think with Fafana and all that, he had a lot more comfortable. But like lately, like he's pissed me off too. Like the stuff where he flops down to the ground and stuff. Like I'm not liking his attitude to like stuff like that. But like
Yeah.
I still rate him as the highest like passer, like ability wise.
Yeah, that's the thing. There's been a clear fall off throughout the season, I think, and you know, especially early season. Not only like he was using his right foot as well. He was using both feet, passing the ball, opening his body up to different angles. I think early season that was you could see the benefit of that, but now there's just nothing.
Yeah, tell me about it. All right, let's continue on.
So, in an ideal world, this is what he wants his buttery biscuit build-up base to look like. Gusto comes into the middle, that pulls Colwell into the centre, everyone is in their best position. But one thing I think is becoming very quickly apparent about Maresca as a manager, and something I think he deserves enormous credit for already, is that it's clear that he doesn't just want his players to be able to carry out his style of play the way he imagines it, he also wants to empower them to problem solve on the pitch. So this build-up shape being preferred but flexible gives them the ability to do that. Like maybe it works first time, maybe it works the whole game, maybe everything is kittens and puppies and rainbows and strongbow dark fruits and other stuff, but maybe also it doesn't. So now you flip the script and everybody sort of moves around one, and the problems that causes for the opposition are that if their press is, say, man-to-man, and certain players are supposed to go to Gusto, certain players are supposed to go to Cucurella, all of a sudden that totally messes with that system. They've got to recalibrate. Maybe that buys you a bit of time, a few passages of play where you can move through. But also...
Have you?
And like, yeah, because I
never gave that much thought.
Right, with the, I think was it the Man United game when Reece James, I think it's when he came on, right? And Cucurella's playing, and I noticed them two actually changing their roles. Like Reece James would invert into midfield, and then Cucurella sit back. And I noticed when Cucurella bombed forwards into the midfield, Reece actually sat back. I have noticed the fullbacks especially change back and forward.
It didn't work though, like especially for that game, because Fofana. I remember that game.
I just remember that one very well. Like them two kept changing, and they
in the United game. In the United game, that rotation happened. Fofana went to centre back and dropped a stinker.
Yeah,
he was really bad once he moved to the centre. He mistimed his header, which actually led to Højlund getting in behind for then Sanchez to give the penalty away. So it didn't really work that time, to be honest.
Yeah, man, it was a failure at that time. You're right. That one we're right about for sure.
Yeah, it's just I never gave it any thought about how, like, if the other team is doing like a man marking job, how it's going to fuck them up in terms of like, oh well, now Caicedo's at right back, and what do I do?
I'll be real.
Well, that's why man marking systems are so dangerous usually.
Like, I was gonna say teams nowadays very rarely do a man-to-man marking in like a man-to-man press, because number one, it tires you out. Number two, it's like it's damn near impossible to do at a high level consistently. Because like the last manager I can see, like I can remember that did it successfully, and even after a while, wrong for him was Bielsa.
Yeah, he's no longer here in English football. Yeah,
that's bigger, better things.
Where is he anyway?
He's Uruguay manager, bro. He's the Uruguay manager.
Oh yeah, he is.
Yeah, that's right. He's the Uruguay manager. Forgot about that. Now he's got to deal with Darwin Núñez. Okay, let's continue on.
So as well, because they're both comfortable inverting, you can't just have them both invert and swap it around to a 2-3 instead of a 3-2. But now,
absolutely
any
not,
teams that are pressing you zonally rather than man for man, oh no, they have committed the wrong number of players to the wrong areas of the pitch. So before they can figure that out, maybe that buys you a few passages of play as well, and you can get through. Just when they have the answers, change the questions. And you can spot this happening in games if you look out for it. Like this is the Forest game, very early on, very clear. This is the shape they want. They want Gusto there and they want 3 there. But as it goes on, that becomes harder to make work. Forest press is actually quite good. So, they change it around. And now Cucurella's here, and they're just making it harder and harder to figure out. But also, just to be very basic about this, the other main benefit of this shape is that it is a lot more stable. Chelsea conceded, and the opposition just runs up the other end and scores. So, of course, one of the main benefits of this is it's really, really narrow. Your fullbacks aren't being asked to bomb all the way up the other flanks and getting completely caught out. If they do lose the ball anywhere, it's very hard for the other team to do anything through the middle. They still have to go out wide, and that buys you time. And also, this obviously isn't really a tactical thing, but when you watch Chelsea defend last season and you watch them defend this season, there's clearly better buy-in over what they're doing. There's more energy, more effort to recover. There's more enthusiasm in the backtracking runs. Like, to put it simply, there's more desire to work like this. There is more hunger for it.
Let me just skip through this part.
Sponsor.
You don't want to see the sponsor?
I'm okay.
Damn, it's a long sponsor.
I know. I'm okay.
I mean, he is right. Like
Genuinely.
sorry, with the fullbacks, like once you invert, like if you're overlapping, when you get caught out, you get caught out badly. But when the fullbacks invert into the midfield, like it's easy to track back so easily. So he is right about that. That's why it works so well, defending.
It's just about
Pardon?
It's just about minimising distances. To be honest, I mean,
Yeah.
you can either ask one fullback to run 50 yards up the pitch, or you can ask a fullback to move 25 yards inside and a midfielder to move 25 yards up. You know, you're covering the same space, but we're sharing it over two players.
Do you guys reckon that maybe this idea that there's a large workload in the role of an inverting fullback? Do you reckon this actually makes it so that it's easier to do that?
It's easier. I think it'd be easier for like Reece James, definitely, like because he doesn't have to like go up and down, like really far up and down. So I think that's just obvious.
It depends on how you do it, because I think Cucurella is insane right now. Like as he's playing right now, he is one of the hardest working players on the pitch. Reece James couldn't do what Cucurella is doing right now from a physical standpoint.
No, he
and a hamstring standpoint too, right? Because again, I feel like we keep on forgetting the reason why he's now also midfielder in our system now, or even in our team now more than anything else, is because if he starts playing right back the way he used to, his body's gonna start crumbling like it did, realistically speaking.
Yeah, that's also true. Yeah. All right, well, let's continue.
Really nice that. Anyway, yes, so stable base. Yes, so when Maresca gets the Chelsea job, probably the two biggest questions are A, how's he going to use Cole Palmer? And B, how's he going to use Enzo Fernandez? And the beauty of this system is it allows you to do that fabled box midfield where you sort of have dual 8/10s in the system, and that should theoretically be the perfect use of both of those players. Now for Palmer, it absolutely is. We did a video just on him specifically that is on the channel. You can go and give that a watch. But one of the major takeaways from it was he loves to be in this half space here. He is the 10, yes, but he doesn't want to be too central and he doesn't want to be too far right. He wants to be in this gap between the two. It makes him an absolute nightmare to mark. It gives him the sort of space to create chances for other players. It gives and give that a watch. But one of the major takeaways.
Actually, real quick, I wanted to touch on this topic because I feel like people still want to have this debate about Palmer last season was, so much better because he was deployed in the right wing and Poch got the best out of him. Pardon me. And this season, he's being played as a 10. That's not his position, yada, yada. But I mean, based off of the heat maps last season and this season so far, he does like to occupy this side of this space here. I mean, do you guys see the position in the squad sheet as an issue?
Is that John Cena's music then?
No, that's no one known he's playing.
Okay, I just
even I was scared for a second. I was like, "Damn!"
I heard John Cena's music.
Okay.
Can't see me.
I think like he still gets like to play on the right side, but like I seen in games. You remember that one game he's like hugging in the middle dot spot and like covering his DM at one point, and he has some games like hug the left side purely more. But yeah, like I think with Cole Palmer, he had an unreal season last season. He wasn't going to top that. I still, from this season, I don't think he's going to top it. One, because I think players are going to improve like Jackson.
Can I put my hand up on this? Can I put my hand up on this take? Sorry, Chris. Yeah. EPL tough. I think crossing and shooting from Reece James. Okay, fair enough, bro. Yeah, I don't mind that. But the big problem that we have EPL tough, if we're being honest, is that his hamstrings can't take it, bro. Legit. He can't run up and down the pitch on his hamstrings just can't take it, bro. That's genuinely the problem. Like,
it's not the same when you're in possession, right? And he's on the ball. Okay, if you do get caught out, then he's going to need to run back for sure. But if you're in possession and he just whips in from the deep area like Aspie did to Morata, he doesn't have to like sprint back. Or
so
nothing.
Does he have that? Does he have that in his package though?
Like Ahmed, he's played double the minutes.
No,
what?
No.
What am I talking about his package for?
Does he have that in his package? Right? Is it like his player package? What? This is what I'm saying. My man just be taking it out of context.
No.
Drink water. Stay hydrated, please. Please stay hydrated. No, but like the point I'm trying to make is that, listen, I get what he means by maybe even talking about Aspi and what he used to do. The thing is though, Aspi was still crossing it from out wide. He wasn't crossing it centrally.
He was doing it deep as well though. He was doing it.
No, he was doing it out wide and deep, Chris.
He did it from like where like that whole box area is where like we're looking at right now.
Chris, again, you are making Chris. You're making my point. He's still hitting the ball from a wide area. Yes or no? Is he hitting the ball from a wide area? Yes.
It's not like an overlapping fullback still.
No. I'm not. The point I'm trying to make isn't that it's overlapping or underlapping. I'm thinking the point that he's still somewhere in the wide area, right, and then putting the cross in. That's what I'm saying.
Also, he was playing the ball to Morata, not Pedro Neto.
Yes, that's the point I'm trying to make, right? He's still hitting. Like the point I'm trying to make is, I get what he's saying, but I just don't think, Reece James, has shown us that he can do it that sort of thing that Aspi does. He hasn't.
Better this season. He's played double the minutes.
You're not understanding what I'm saying, Chris.
No, because like you think,
you're acting like I'm trying to cook Reece. This is me being realistic.
But he has been doing it though. He has been doing it this season.
When has he done it, Chris? Please explain to me when he's done that cross.
No, but he hasn't done it this season because there's literally no one else to cross it to.
That's what I was talking about.
Why? But how can you say he can't do it when there's no one else to cross to? Like you got Neto, you got Jackson. No, don't
do this. No. According to you guys, Cucurella exists, so why not try to be hitting it to Cucurella? No, don't do that. No. We can't use. It takes two to tango, and we're gonna start tangoing now. Okay.
When we have an Osimhen, then we'll have those discussions or something.
So only when it's Osimhen, we can have the discussions.
Gyökeres, Navy as well. Like anything a striker who can header. Jackson can't header. Neto can't header, so you got two strikers who can't header.
But then, Chris, the argument I'll hit back at you. No. Relax, Chris, please. Breathe. Take a breath, bro. I'm not attacking you. The point I'm trying to say is that why is it then our wingers are crossing the box then? If listen. Again, I agree with your argument. My argument, Chris, Chris, you're not getting the argument. I agree with you. Okay, let's see if Reece has got it. But the problem is, I would have been seeing it more this season because of the way we are playing, bro. The amount of crosses we've got into the box, bro, on a consistent basis, from our wingers and everything like that. What are we? That's the point I'm trying to. That's the point I'm trying to make. If that makes sense.
I'm personally trying to find I'm sure they have a map of where he's crossed from, but according to what am I looking at here? According to this stat, which is wherever the hell it's coming.
EPL tough though.
31. Reece James this season has 31 crosses attempted, only 6 were successful, whatever that means.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see if I can find a map of where the crosses
are
from.
If I just say, let's say, it's 6 out of 30, if hypothetical sake, Okay, chill, Chris. Chris, I'm not trying to cook Reece James. Can you breathe, bro? You are doing an insane press about a guy I actually rate. What is going on? So then why are you pressing me, bro? What's going on?
No, because he has been it though.
Oh my god, Chris, breathe, brother. You don't understand what type of cross we're talking. What type of cross that my guy EPL Tough is talking about? He's not talking about from out wide. He's saying he should be doing that sort of cross that's a bit more central, bro. That's what he's asking for. Okay, that's why we're discussing it like that, Chris. I'm just saying, my point is that he crosses better when he was out wide, overlapping. That's his best cross.
Because that's the best place to cross in general.
Yes, but that's what I'm saying. So then why am I disagreeing with that? But what are you talking about? We don't do that, bro.
We don't have fullbacks really to overlap. We don't do that.
Yes. We understand that, bro. I'm just saying I have not. Bro, you're not getting the argument, bro. You just shouting for shouting's sake now, genuinely.
I'm not shouting.
Yes, you are, bro, because you're not getting what I'm saying, bro. Because I said this to you before. Our wingers do that right now. Yes, our fullbacks don't overlap, but I've yet to see Reece James do that cross where he's when he's in midfield, right, and then he pings that ball in the midfield area, Chris. Not out wide. No, he doesn't. That's called the switching. Okay, he doesn't do that, bro.
Earlier when he came back from injury, you can put your hands over your head.
Bro, he has not done that, bro. Okay, if he's done that, even let me say, even if I agree with you, it doesn't do that, bro. Barely does it. He doesn't do that, bro. I'm telling you, he keeps the ball ticking a lot of the time when he's in midfield.
Sometimes has Cucurella done crosses?
No, I know what EPL for top has been saying for the longest time. I'm saying that I don't see him do that often. That's the point.
I think it's a system as well. How many crosses has Cucurella done? You think like that? No, I'm just saying.
Brother, Chris, we're not arguing what we're not arguing about
what do it. I don't think it's about that. I don't think it's about that.
Because for me, the reason why I say that is because of look at the amount of crosses we are putting in to begin with, just from wingers. Why wouldn't not put the ball into the box again?
Wingers, because yeah, cool.
You don't get in this, Chris. See, now you're understanding.
I'm just saying, Cucurella doesn't even do that really either. I just think it's the system. I don't think it's about Reece James at all. I don't know what it has to be about Reece James when do we see Cucurella do it? Like, crazy amount of times. So
you saying Cucurella doesn't know how to cross then? Is that what you're trying to say, Chris?
Does. No, are you saying... No, I'm not saying that. It's like you're saying...
Cucurella crosses the ball, bro. You know that, right? Cucurella knows how to cross the ball in the sense that...
Just Reece James, he knows how to cross it.
Oh my goodness me. Lord have mercy on my soul. No one said Reece James cannot cross the ball.
Yeah,
why are you not getting Chris? Chris, shut up for 1 second, please. Oh, sorry, bro. Sorry, bro. Please, okay? Please, can you breathe? Wait a minute. Relax yourself. I am not saying Reece James cannot cross the ball. I am saying I have yet to see enough. If not, he's done it maybe once or twice in the midfield position, Chris. Keyword mid. Yes, do that cross that that was being mentioned in the chat, Chris.
And I already said he has done that.
You're not getting the argument again.
No.
You're not getting what I said. I said I've yet to. If he's done it maybe once or twice, he doesn't do it that often. Okay, Chris. Now and listen again. What you're not understanding is, my argument is a lot of the time we are crossing already to Cucurella, bro. Okay, why wouldn't Reece James try to sneak a ball in there into Cucurella, a guy that we do that on a consistent basis to, Chris? Alright, a lot of our wingers, like even Madueke when he plays in out wide and puts him across majority of the time, he's playing out wide and it's usually going to Cucurella because Cucurella is doing a great job doing so. You've got Reece James in the 8th position. He's doing that. He's in the 8th position. Why is he not crossing? You can't say it's a tactical reason because if it was a tactical reason, bro, yeah, we wouldn't be getting wouldn't be getting at times, what my guy Caicedo does at times, right, where he's in that bit more position. He hits the ball in straight sometimes, right? Or even Cucurella at times. Who even sometimes hits it out wide too every now and then. But it's not an often thing.
Okay.
So that's the point I'm trying to make, Chris. So that was the whole point. What are we not getting?
No, because you said you assumed I said Cucurella couldn't cross, even though I didn't say that. I'm just saying.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. No, I didn't say you couldn't cross. No. You were saying, Chris, that why doesn't Cucurella cross? And I was saying Cucurella can cross. That's what I said.
No, I know, and I said Reece James can cross. We're saying the same thing, aren't we? They both can cross.
Because no one is denying. But because the problem is, Chris, you are not understanding what I'm talking about. No one here is denying Reece James can cross a ball because he's been doing it for years. No. We are talking about it from a certain position. Why is it barely happening? If not at all. That is what we're talking about.
I already said why, I think, because I think...
Yes, my point is that I just don't think, because of the way he whips the ball, because like you see the way he hits it with a lot of power and whip, whenever he usually hits a crossing, right? When you're doing it a bit more in a central thing, it's a lot more harder, Kristen, to make that happen, right? Because that amount of power, and that amount of stuff, that amount of power and that stuff, particularly for a guy for his ball striking ability and the way he does it, that's why he probably doesn't do it. Okay,
and you know why he doesn't do it? It's why you don't see it enough consistently, because he doesn't play every game consistently anyway. Like, you don't see a full season Reece James. That's why
Chris, I would have to disagree on that one actually, because look how many games he's played on a consistent basis.
He's played 12 games in the Premier League this season, I think.
No, just as of recently, he's played the last 12 to Southgate games as well. This is like not including EPL, including Conference League and everything like that. He's not been injured in a very, very long time now, Chris. So I feel like that argument.
Yeah, but the manager doesn't play him every game anyway. Like,
I'll add to this as well. When he's not starting as a dedicated midfielder, he usually plays in the back three.
That too as well. Yeah.
So he's playing a lot deeper most of the time.
But then the argument still.
My bad. 11 games, not 12, in the Premier League.
Yeah, it is, but no. But if you include the Conference League, because he makes a lot of Conference League appearances now too. Yeah.
The last few games he's definitely started. The last 6 games, yeah. No, 5. Sorry, no 6. I was right. He has started the last 6 games in the Premier League, but yeah.
Yeah, but again,
But he always does get subbed off around 70 minutes, or 80 majority of times as well.
Hey, chat, if you guys, actually, I think I may have just found it. No, I haven't. Chat, can you do me a favor? If someone knows where you can find a like cross map for Reece James, I'd be really interested in actually looking at that. So if anyone in chat knows like a website you can find all that shit in, that'd be phenomenal.
Because I reckon he's done probably about like 10 or so open like play crosses tops so far this season.
Yeah, but from the Aspie area, or are you talking about from the fullback?
I'm very certain I've seen 1 or 2 at least.
I know I've seen at least 1 from the Aspie area, if you know what I mean. From this exact.
And like Oliver, I didn't think about that part. Like, yeah, he has slipped back as a centre back at times as well. And I'm not even gonna say like he can't do it yet, because I don't think he like that's like really like reasonable yet. We ain't got like a striker there, and 2, he hasn't like this is his first season back from the surgery, so
yeah,
it's to me it's too soon. Maybe it came a bit too hot headed, but like
I just don't think I just find that argument to not be true, because again, as I said before, we are already doing crosses to a 5'7" guy. The system is making us do it to him, right? So if you, why would we not be doing it now? That's the only argument I would make. Honestly.
Well, we're not gonna overdo it to just one player, like especially left back. He's not always gonna be there. Yes, we do it to him. I know. I'm not denying you saying we don't cross it to.
Literally 90% of the time, bro. We're crossing the box
a lot to
from out wide. So, no, we legit cross it on a consistent basis out wide from either side.
We cross it a lot, but
so then why would we not overdo it? Like again, easy example I can get. Easy example I can give you again. Liverpool. Again, easy example I'll give you though. Easy example I can give you. Liverpool. Who do they have in the middle most of the time when it's not Darwin Núñez? Diego Jota, right? And they're still crossing, even though he's a short guy, but there's not that many Liverpool guys in the box. They consistently cross it into him, bro. Whether they be out wide and in midfield. Our team does the same thing, bro. To Jackson, who's usually not even in position, right? And to Kukurea at times who's scratching the box. Or even an Enzo at times who's scratching the box. So for me, I just don't really see this argumentation, like, you know, at face value, because it's like, we're still doing this consistent crossing, whether we like it or not, from out wide. So why? So this tactic with a guy like a Reece James would be happening a lot more consistently, because he's a better crosser than Madueke. He's a better crosser than Neto, if we're being honest. So that's the point. So for me, so for me, that is why again I would just come back to and say again,
not allowed the fullbacks to cross as much.
Again, if that was the case, Gusto would not be crossing for that position either. You know what I mean? At times, Gusto, and the thing is, when Gusto plays there, I've noticed, Gusto's acts like an attacking 8, because he plays a bit differently to Reece. Right? Reece is more so he's the resting 6. He has that ability, the time, the space, right, to get the cross in if he wants to. That is the big thing. Right? That's why I'm saying to you, it would be more, the manager would probably want Reece James to be doing that more often than anyone else, because he will have because the opposition will unironically give him the time and space because of that.
What I will say, just so that we can move on as well into the rest of the video, is that from what I can tell, the crosses.
We got JC's point, by the way, as well.
In this system, from what I can tell, the crosses need to come from the wingers, not the fullback or not the midfielders. And so, to an extent, you can make the argument it's not making the best out of Reece's abilities. But to be fair, another strength of Reece's is his shooting ability. So you could say you're sacrificing the crosses, which I don't mind when it comes to Reece James, considering we don't really have... Yes, you can score goals from just getting the ball into the dangerous area and someone gets a foot, a shin, a shoulder on it, like a jammy goal, right? That's not as reliable as having like an out-and-out header, right? Like an Osimhen who can receive a cross. Once that happens, maybe the system changes a little bit more towards maybe Reece taking advantage of, you know, that and having his crossing ability in that, right? But from the stats that I saw, 31 crosses, I'm pretty sure a majority of those are from corner kicks. not
I
necessarily
would say
from the
half or more,
midfield.
maybe.
Wouldn't count. Would it count the corner kick as a cross?
Yeah,
I
that's
think
why I said
so,
like
yeah.
probably like 10 or so, probably open play.
Because he does take corners when he plays, but I just don't think he
Yeah.
crosses as much.
I don't know actually.
Neither does Gusto, to be honest. Gusto was crossing at one
He
point, but
doesn't
Gusto
take
this
every
season
corner,
hasn't.
does
Yeah.
he?
No,
He
well,
took majority
when he plays, he
did
does. When he plays, he does.
I think
At least from
Neto
the
had
right
it.
hand side.
It's legit. It's legit either him or Neto whenever it's on like,
yeah,
the
last game
right hand side.
different,
Yeah.
and it was awful.
But
Though.
Madueke and Neto are the ones that cross the most from the wing position.
Yes.
So I think it's one of those, like, if you're in the wing position, you can cross into the box as an option. But if you're in the midfield, I want you to keep possession, keep the ball ticking, or take a shot. And I think that's like Maresca's instructions. So that's maybe why we haven't seen Reece. And like from what I can tell, I don't think I've seen Reece cross too much from this position. But to be fair, it balances itself out because now he can shoot more. And I do like that from Reece as well. He's got a good shot. Let's continue the video.
Far right, he wants to be in this gap between the two. It makes him an absolute nightmare to mark. It gives him the sort of space to create chances for other players. It gives him the sort of space to attack, to create chances for himself. He has been fantastic in this role. His heart is singing. But on the other side, and maybe this is a little bit harsh, he's only played like 5 games or something this season. I do not think this is getting the best out of Enzo Fernandez yet. Now, if you watched any of the videos I did on Chelsea last season, you will know I think he is a wonderful, dogged, creative, intelligent footballer. I'm just waiting for whatever his role is at Chelsea to finally click. And I thought it would be this, but so far, it isn't. Like, the beauty of having these two 8/10s is how it works.
So obviously, this is taking place before Enzo Fernandez went on this good form, which is currently on right now. But I mean, there was a time where he just still wasn't stepping up, and then he got benched for United. And after that United match, which was towards the middle of December, I believe, that's when things started to turn around. So this I'm pretty sure this took place before the United match.
Oh yeah,
with the two white players.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, this even took place before the Liverpool game where he was also benched. So this is hindsight 2020, but it does explain the system regardless. And Enzo, we'll see what he says in the other video, because maybe he talks more about how Enzo Fernandez's role has changed.
Either they will hold their width, they'll stay really wide, that'll stretch the defence, and that gives these players the space to play into, or if they drop off and manage to pull a defender with them, it gives them the space to directly attack in behind. And then you want players in these positions who are creative, who are also intelligent, like Palmer and Fernandez are, and that gives them the chance to create. Like, you've seen a million squabillion of these Chelsea chances already this season. Intelligent movement, manipulating the defender, creating the space, and then the ball coming in. But the problem is that right now it is almost always Cole Palmer playing that killer ball, whether it's to the player on his side or a good cross or a through ball to the opposite side. And the numbers so far make for pretty damning reading. Like, if you look at the number of key passes in the Premier League this season, and a key pass is just anything that leads to a shot directly, Cole Palmer's 9th. He's in the top 10 of all the players in the league, and Enzo Fernandez is down in 130.
God damn. God damn. God,
that's crazy.
damn.
Actually, yeah, this as well.
Yeah,
This is the current Enzo Fernandez.
Oh my god,
Horrible.
This is the current Enzo Fernandez anyway. This is the current Enzo Fernandez anyway right now. I'll probably say as well.
No, it's not the current Enzo Fernandez right now.
He's
What are you talking about? In his last 3 to 4 games, this is what he's kind of.
Yeah, the last-
this is
In the last 3 to 4 games.
Yes, that's the last 3 to 4 games. I'm not talking about now.
Wait, is that 100?
Yeah, he's passing options in Kunku.
Oh, come on, man. Let's be real, man.
he
He's
is
got
good.
Neto. Listen. It's not just XA. You know what I mean? It's not just also XA, bro. You know what I mean? You look at him. You look at his per 90.
No.
Look at it
Oh
and
my
stuff like that.
God.
You need to see that, bro.
In November, Enzo Fernandez's expected assist was 0.11 to Cole Palmer's 3.1. That is insane to see. I knew he was shit early in the season, but I didn't realize he was this shit.
I said this before, bro. This is his current form right now, but the only argument I can make
it can't be as bad. It's not as bad as this though. It's current.
Within Cuckoo it can be as bad, if not worse. Come on, man. You know that too.
Within Cuckoo
tax, bro. You know what I mean? But like, he's already in some poor form. Plus, in Cuckoo tax, hey, it might be zero, man. It might generally be zero.
I mean, I'm glad he stepped up. But go ahead, Scott. Go ahead.
I'll say that there was a reason, like, while we were calling for him to be dropped and for Lavia to come in earlier on the season, because he was that shit. And I think Ahmed's right. I think the last couple of games, this has been him, and it's like this is ultimately, as much as I like him as a player, this is ultimately what you get with Enzo. If he is not being creative, he offers you quite literally nothing in the football pitch. He doesn't. I think we've got to the stage. I thought he could do this with what he showed under Potter. But I think we're at the stage now where too much time has gone past, almost like Badia Shield, where it's like that was kind of just a thing in the moment sort of thing. He is never going to be that type of player currently to control the tempo of a game. He's just not that type of player. At least not right now, at least not with the way he's playing. He's not that type of player. He sucks defensively. He offers you nothing defensively speaking.
It's just
so
if
he's not being creative, the creativity... And he is creative. He's like one of the most. I think on his day, he's one of the most creative players in the Premier League. Like
Scott, even last season, he was up there amongst like top chance creators in the world. Like he was dominating stats
like,
across the world.
On his day, he is one of the most creative midfielders in the world. But like if he's not being creative, if he's not doing that sort of stuff, he is literally a passenger. At that point, he's a luxury player, and like he's offering you nothing. So like it's an unfortunate situation to be in with Enzo, and like as I said, it wasn't an issue until recently, until like the last 3 games when he started reverting back to what he was like. But yeah, it's just a bit of an interesting one.
It's just baffling to see these early season numbers compared to what it is now. But yeah, let's continue on.
137 is I don't know where that's.
I think what makes before we move on, I think what makes this worse, and it's still kind of the same now. And it was the same back then, is because of the way we play and the way the system works out, especially when you play that box midfield, or even like, because at the moment, we're not really playing the box midfield. We almost play like we play like a 3-1-6 at times. When you're in those positions, you need to be creative. You need to offer something in the final third. Like as much as we cuss out KDH, and I think for good reason, he was doing that same kind of job last season.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he ended the season with 20-something GNA. Yes, it was the championship, but still.
Yeah. Still something, though.
And so, like, that's the thing. You need to be able to offer some level of creativity. And obviously, he's added some of the goals, which is good. But, like, yeah, you just need to be able to offer something a bit more in that direction for it to work, to be honest.
Yeah. It's just... I just didn't realize it was this bad. It's kind of insane to see it. But
like, again, listen, the form only went up in November, which is, we talk about March Madness Havertz. He's, you know what I mean? I was going to say a cheeky joke about November, but we're going to keep it halal here. You know what I mean? We know what he does in November, you know what I mean? Listen, November Nation, he was moving mad, you know what I mean? So, listen, that, but even after he had that good spell, I feel like the last month or two, right?
2.
The last month or two. Yes, the last month or two.
I'm pretty sure, like, he's had a good game, like, in the last 4
the reason...
I'm not saying it's good, but, like...
Tranquilo.
It's really been after Villa.
Okay, Ahmed,
the last month or two, right? Much like, as you spoke about, some players haven't...
After Southampton, really. Because
I've always... No. Because, like, scoring, you know what I mean? Some people, again, I always say that's the Bruno Fernandez effect. Some people can get a goal and assist, but then the performances can be trash. You know what I mean? As well.
I mean, against, like...
Yeah, Yeah, listen, that's what I'm saying. Like, he may... But, like, I think if you look at the last team in general, right? Again, as a whole, performance-wise, he also has degraded as well. That's not to say he's had a good performance or two every now and then, right? But in general, he's not performing to his standard as well. Again, I feel like a lot of that attack over the last 2 months has not performed to their own stand because
Well, yeah,
I
100%.
yeah right. That's why I have to include him in that whole section, right? Because the decline, yes, may have happened with Palmer, with Jackson.
I don't know about that either.
Well, you don't think the decline happened with Palmer?
No, about putting Enzo in an L section
What
for
the
the season, if that's what you're referring to.
I mean,
he's only. Let's be realistic, Marshall. What do you think he's? Do you think? Yeah, let's say from when the league start, August, right, until we're now in March, right? Do you think performance-wise, bro, he has been consistent? That's the key word I would all use.
What, last 2 months?
Wait, since when?
Throughout the
was
season
your
in
time
general.
frame?
Again, from the beginning of the season, basically, that's what I'm saying. From the beginning of August. That's what I'm
Well,
saying, August.
no. I mean,
Right,
obviously,
right.
based off of this, from
Because the point-
beginning of the
because
season till November, he's not been good. But then from November on, up until now, you could make the argument the last 2 games, he's been one of our more consistent players. I would say that because, like, Oliver
Yeah, I would
just
say
said
that
it.
as well.
Fair enough.
Oliver
Fair
just
enough.
said it.
I can
Against
accept that. I can accept
Southampton,
that.
Which was the last good game. The last good game I can remember of Enzo was Southampton, and against Southampton, Cole Palmer fluffed chances that Enzo created for him.
Yeah.
No, that's fine. That's why. That's why I didn't include that. I forgot about that still game to be honest because it's been.
Didn't he get
It feels like a
just
universe
against,
away. Yeah,
Cucurella?
yeah.
For Cucurella?
I think from that period in November when he obviously split up with his partner and they're now back together now and whatever, but like I think that moment when he split up with his partner up until like I'd say about 3 games ago, he was arguably our best player. Like what was that game against? I think it was Villa, where he was quite literally like the only player on the pitch that could walk off with their head held high. Like he was the
Yeah,
only.
yeah,
it was
yeah.
probably Villa. Yeah, and he cried.
He was the
at end
only
of
one.
Yeah, he's the one where we, he got a goal that
Yeah.
game.
Yeah, like he was the only good
Yeah,
player against Villa pretty much in that game. So like, yeah, he's been he's been great, and that's why I think overall he's had a good season because I do think for as much bad as he was at the start of the season, I do think he's had enough good to great performances to level it out.
Yeah.
Obviously, if he's going to continue the last 3 or 4 games and the form he's been on, that will then sink back into okay, it's not been a good season, but you hope that it's just a small blip. But yeah, I think I kind of understand what Ahmed said, but I think overall he has been good this season. As I said, overall, once you take everything into account, but yeah, like he just needs to get back to what he was doing because like we've seen it. Once he gets back to doing the creative stuff, he's good. He's great at it, and you see why you spent. Well, obviously he's not worth what we spent, but you kind of see why you spent as much money as we did.
100%. I get that. All right, let's continue on.
37th. And that is per 90 minutes, by the way. That's not total, because I know he hasn't played the full season. That is just his current rate of output. In fact, actually, I know I normally ask for like comments and stuff at the end, but if you're a Chelsea fan, where do you stand on Enzo Fernandez? Like, is he a brilliant player who just isn't quite fitting into various versions of this side? Or is there just something missing from his game? Like, I always think it's the former. I always think he's amazing. It's just not working yet. But now it hasn't worked so many times. I'm starting to wonder. Thoughts, feelings, just anything about Fernandez. I would be very interested to read that. If there is maybe one saving grace about Fernandez just not having the creative output he needs on that side, it's possibly that Maresca's got this system designed that that's not really a problem. Like, another bonus of having Malo Gusto being the one that inverts is that puts him right behind Cole Palmer. Now, Cole Palmer, again, as we discussed in the other video, which you should go and watch at some point.
What do you mean about?
Nothing to him about that, you know. Let's keep it fishing, bro. Let's keep it fishing. Just for my listen, that was myself, you know. That was my no, I can't say that word. All right, let's keep it fishing. Self-indulgence. How about that? Self-indulgence. How about that, man?
It's a bad word, bro. Like, what are you?
No,
like...
there's another one. There was another one I was gonna use, but you know, that's why I had to tone it down a bit. That's it. Let's go.
Ramadan Ahmed, different grades.
Listen, shout out Shani, man. Shout out Shani. Great drink. Somali drink, by the way, too. First time I had this drink, by the way, in 7 years, by the way. 7 years I've not had this drink. This is the first time I had it.
Why
like,
is that?
Comes through and he's indulging. Bro.
That shit, man. This shit, man. You know, this shit is like crack, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's too good.
There's not cracking it.
Fuck me, bro. It's been this is such a long
Look at
time,
Ahmed's
bro.
eyes, bro. Look at Ahmed's eyes.
Okay, no, bro. I feel like I'm a crack right now. Yo, it's a tasty drink that's time, man. But big up to
Drink got him fucked
Yeah,
up,
but
bro.
This guy's drinking crack drinks on the Ramadan, you know. Like, this guy's a zesty dude.
Yo, you know what, Ahmed? You know what that drink got you looking like, bro? It's got you looking like the Arsenal fan that we had on American Waffle the other day, bro. It's got you looking. Forgot his name, man.
Big up Hooks, man. Big up Hooks. Big up Hooks.
Yeah, big up Hooks. Shout out to Hooks. All right, let's continue on.
Just like to move away from the 10 position, he likes to drop extremely deep. Like sometimes he just wants to get on the ball. And this is his heat map in the Forest game. Very convenient for me, who says he plays in this half space. You can see he's spending most of the game in the half space. But there's also this little blob just sort of here. And if you do an Usher, you take that, you rewind it back to the Brighton game where he got 4 goals. You actually see he did most of his work in that right wing back area. And that's just him going to find the ball, which Maresca absolutely encourages him to do. And against a high line like Brighton, he did it more because when he got on it, there was more chances to play the ball in behind. Less against Forest because they were defending. But the reason I mentioned Malo Gusto is because when Palmer just vacates that area, having a fullback who likes to go forward in that position, he doesn't let the fact he's now central stop him from doing that. And he will just swap. Like, this is just a still image, admittedly, because this all happened very, very fast. But if you plot out Palmer and Gusto here, like, Palmer's dropped all the way off to get on the ball. Gusto's...
I'll let you go first, because, like, I was about to glaze, so I'll let you go first, Scott.
I was just going to say, I think this is... I've noticed this as well when it happens with Enzo Fernandez, and this might be one of my biggest issues with this system, because it is a system issue, because, like I said, I've seen Enzo do it as well, where him and Palmer will keep dropping into that almost right-back spot to pick the ball up and get on the ball, and I hate it. Because, like is being mentioned here, it often means then that Cucurella, who's been quite good at it, so it's not as bad, but Gusto on the other side, who's awful at it, has to take that space. Otherwise, it's vacated. And you go back to what I was talking about earlier with the centre-backs, it just takes pressure off the back line. Because then at that point, you're instead of defending a 5, you're defending a 4. Or if both guys are doing it, you're defending 3. And most back lines have at least 3 players, if not 4 or 5, depending on who you're playing. So they're going to at least be man for man, maybe potentially a man up in advantage. So it just takes the pressure off them. So they have a centre-back who's free. So you've either got 2 centre-backs on Jackson or you've got a centre-back that can step out. Or you've got potentially a fullback can step out to all of a sudden put pressure on us if we lose the ball. And again, you just drop deeper and deeper. You take the pressure off the other team. It's why City don't do this. And this comes from 2 things. Number one, having 2 10s that effectively have a free roll and want to get on the ball, which as a manager, that can be fine, but you've got to rein that in. And number 2 also comes back from having defenders who are not comfortable all the time in those areas. Like, I'm sorry, Cole Palmer shouldn't have to drop that deep. He should be able to allow to be in that position because it should be Gusto doing his job. But Gusto is nowhere near as comfortable on the ball as Cole Palmer is. He's nowhere near as comfortable on the ball as others are. And like with Cucurella, it's a little bit different, but he's still not as comfortable on the ball as Enzo Fernandez is. So like I said, it's my biggest issue at the moment. Like when Felix was in the team, he was doing it as well. I know it's not I think some of it does come down to these players that want to get on the ball, but it's also a tactical issue as well. Because have you got 3 or 4? And Nkunku does it. Have you got 4 players when they play the 10 do the same role, whether they're playing on the right or the left?
And the thing is, Scott, my issue is, if you are going to do this thing, right, then it means your fullback has to be good on the ball and has a great ability to shoot. He has to be a very good attacking fullback, essentially, in my eyes, right? And listen, we have to give sadly credit where credit is due of Cucurella in the sense that he's a great attacking. Cucurella shit. Oh, thank you.
I said eats shit.
Oh, thank you. Oh, wow. How I'm not nice of you. How not nice of you.
Big difference.
No, but like, right. But then, like, you look at Gusto, for example. Right? Gusto is a great player in the sense that he can make that tackle, but he hasn't got the finished product on him yet. He hasn't learned that finished product on him yet. And ironically, you know who'd do well in our system right now? Even though he's at Bayer Leverkusen, probably be like a Frimpong, ironically, because if you get a Frimpong to invert and do his thing.
Though?
I was going to say, Ahmed. I was going to say, like, someone, like, obviously we don't need a left.
He can invert. He can invert, Chris. That's why. But
I swear, like, Xavi Alonso, he's more wing back. Like,
because of like how we do the inverting now. I think he would work. He would be able to invert. Yeah,
he's definitely getting
better. He's never really done the inverted stuff, but like he probably could do it in this system.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
the other person I was going to say that, like, the other player that 2 players. I'm not going to say one because Ahmed will get giddy. But one player that immediately came to mind that's like, if we ever did need a left back, if Cucurella was to leave, or if you ever just wanted to get someone to compete with him, the first player that came to mind that would be perfect for this role, because he's kind of played something similar, not for his club but internationally, is Alphonso Davies.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, I thought he was gonna say another.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's true. That's true as well.
Yeah, that's actually a really good
Like,
point.
When he plays for internationally for Canada, he either plays just as a natural wing back because they play well,
or left mid, yeah.
Yeah, they were wing backs, or he plays a lot of time internationally as a 10 when they play like
Yeah, I
a
was gonna say, as a
3-4-2-1. So like, and he has to play like up there and like in those half spaces at times. So like, he would be able to do that role.
There's another guy we also forget to mention to you.
The other player I was going to say, but Ahmed would get giddy, was Teo Hernandez. But
there we go, man. That's what I wanted to hear.
Like, he would do that as well, and that's the thing of like, if you're going to play this system that way, you need to have, Ahmed's right, you need to have fullbacks who are comfortable in attacking areas, like, and not like Reece James could do this job if his hamstrings weren't made of cheese.
Again, yes.
But it's like, you need fullbacks that are going to be comfortable in attack areas, like Grimaldo's been mentioned, like Frimpong, like Davies, Hernandez. Like Cucurella has managed to because I'll be real, like Cucurella has never been this good attacking wise. Like even when he was at Brighton,
you're moist, Marshall. You're moist.
Even when he was at Brighton, he was good. He was never this good going forward. And I think it's
a slang term for being an idiot.
I think that's
not what I understood in the US here, man. But go on, Scott.
I think that's something that has been improved on this season. But it's like, you need attackers that like fullbacks can do that. Gusto's not that. As much as we like Gusto, his biggest problem last season was in attacking areas, and that was when he was playing out wide, and all it was really had to do was put crosses in. His crosses kind of sucked. Now you're asking him to do so much more, which he can't do because he's not an elite attacking fullback, not yet, and he probably won't ever become an elite attacking fullback. Because I'll be real. When you're seeing other guys, like I mentioned, like your Davies, like your Frimpong, and to be fair with those guys, it's a bit unfair because they were wingers or got converted back to fullbacks. So it's a bit different. Like, that's what you need. So if you're going to do this, especially on that right-hand side, if Palmer's going to do that, you need someone who can step in that spot, and it's not Gusto. And it's not James, again, because his hamstrings are made of cheese.
What, the bomb in the box?
Yeah, basically to fill that spot that Palmer's going to vacate when he wants to drop into the right spot to pick the ball up.
No.
Yeah, like Gusto doesn't work.
No,
Caicedo could work, but he's not playing that position. James can't do it because of his hamstrings, or he could maybe do it for like a half, but then you're subbing him off every single half.
What? Excuse me, sorry, Scott. I know you've been very informative right now, and I agree with everything you're saying. But like, why are we cooking our own player here right now? I don't even understand. This logic is not even logic at this point. You know what I mean?
I love how that's coming from.
I'll be real.
You know what I mean?
I think it's Rich kind of coming from you, but I also think Curry P is just like trying to. Trying to get on you.
You know what I mean? Listen,
I think we can all agree that I don't think any of us think that Gusto at this based on what we've seen is going to become an elite attacking fullback. I don't think any of us.
Yeah, exactly. I think for me,
last season was 1v1 defense.
I just think for me, he's just what we would call a natural fullback, right? He can go forward, can go backward, right? That's his bread and butter, really, realistically speaking, right? And until we see otherwise, then that's what we got to believe in him for. Now, I'm actually interested a bit more because, like, again, my I don't know much about Acheampong in terms of like what he can do. Again, my data on him is quite limited because I don't watch Cobham as much. But do you think I know he's an option, obviously, right now at Chelsea right now. Do you think he could do a job like this? Because I don't know what he's like in attack.
Not like
No.
But that's the point I'm trying to make, right? So even if I was to even say, do we have maybe like an academy option in Acheampong to do that? He can't do that either. So then it just becomes a question of like, in the summer, I'm looking at the summer now, and I'm wondering, does that mean we need to be looking at a right back now that can do that for us?
I don't think so. I don't think so. I think that
because like the reason why I say that, because I know what Scott's gonna say, is that it's a system issue, right? So the system needs to be changed in order for that to not happen. But my thing is, if the manager doesn't change the system and still wants this to occur, then the next question, and then the next question then becomes, right, then something's gonna have to happen, right, in terms of like, you bringing in someone that can do that job for you, because
you can't have it both ways. You have to sacrifice something here.
Exactly, right.
Because that's the thing. I think you have to sacrifice something. I was gonna say, Armin knew I was gonna say, like, just change the goddamn system. Like I said, just tell Palmer to stop dropping deep and you fix the issue. And do the same with Enzo. Like, stop dropping deep and stop picking up the ball. Because I'm going to be so honest, when you guys do that, you don't help the system. You're not helping the system by doing that at all. You're just getting more touches on the ball in areas where you can't affect the ball. Because, at least with Enzo, right, in that position, he can do his big long switches. He doesn't really do them at the moment that much, but he can do them. Palmer's not doing those. So he is quite literally doing fuck all to help the system by doing that. Like, nothing apart from getting more touches on the ball. Great. Fantastic. If he's not going to change the system, and that's going to keep happening, Ahmed's right. Like, you're going to need to get, especially on the right back side, someone who can do that, or just hope Reece James can stay fit. But you don't need 3 right backs. So Gusto has to be sold at that point. If you're going to get another right back in, Gusto has to be sold.
Yeah, because that.
Or the other option is sorry, Ahmed.
That's okay, bro.
The other option is if Maresca wants to do this Reece James in midfield experiment that he keeps wanting to do, and that's something that does go forward. That's fine. Cool. Then a midfielder needs to be sacrificed, and we've already sacrificed one in Leslie. We've got a Sugo come in. He's not being sold. Apparently, he's first team. That leaves
the transfers got confirmed today.
Cool. That leaves Lavia, who he likes. He's not going to be sold. That leaves Enzo. He's not going to be sold. That leaves Caicedo. He's not going to be sold. And that leaves Santos, and he should never be sold. So you're going to either have 6 midfielders or 3 right backs in a team that can't legislate for having that many players.
What I do think will eventually happen, if this is a big if, right? If Reece James can stay fit, I do think he does hold that right back position down lock, and he does become the inverting midfielder. Because when you guys were talking, I was just thinking like wing backs that I've seen in the past, right? And Alphonso Davies is a good shout for this role because, like Scott said, he can play that 10 position. He is comfortable in the attacking area of the pitch as well as the defensive one, even though I don't rate his defensive abilities that much. Reece, and I would say a right wing back or just a wing back in general is probably a lot more comfortable playing in the midfield than your fullback like Augusto or I guess, name your other player right there. I would even throw in Guerrero when he was in Dortmund. He's probably another player that would probably be beneficial in this type of system just because he's a wing back. To me is essentially just a wide midfielder. And it's one of those, like, Reece's experience with that. He's played wingback for Tuchel for 2 seasons. He also has played as striker early in his career. He has played in the midfield for Wigan. Like, he is comfortable in all these roles. So it makes sense why Maresca sees him in that midfield role. But I would eventually like to see Maresca do with James. And this is, I think, Hakimi is a good shout too. Thank you, Varna. I would like to see James, if his body can handle it and if he remains fit, do the same thing that Maresca was doing with Caicedo, which was putting Caicedo on the right back. He had Lavia and Enzo in the pivot, and then Caicedo would invert because he's more comfortable in the midfield. So I think it could work as long as James stays fit. Whether he does or not is to be seen, and if he does stay fit, then there's a strong possibility we don't go for another midfielder in the summer. I mean, I say that, but we
shouldn't be after the 144.
The thing is, though, it feels like to me right now we've got a Reece James light. Does that make sense? In the sense that I have to think about it. Use my word carefully because I don't want to get Chris angry here, but Reece James light, right? Because again, you got the hamstring issues. Can he do that bursting one that he maybe could have, right? From that position in midfield and then get into the attacking area, right? Because yes, he can shoot from outside the box, all well and good. But then if you've got that much empty space, as a player, you've got to drive into that space. That's the thing you've got to ask yourself there too.
I think it's possible. I think it's just a matter of adaptation and getting comfortable.
Because if you look at it, he's played in the centre back positions, right? The midfield he plays is more sort of holding midfielder. To be honest, the way that he plays with us, like he's also trying to make stuff tick. Just look at the Arsenal game, right? Although maybe that's a bit of a poor example because we didn't have our attackers, right? But at the end of the day, he's not done that thing I've seen at the very least where he drives the ball, whether it be in midfield, just drives it with some level of pace and then maybe gets a shot off or a pass off. He doesn't do that. So
I do to an extent think it is also, we've seen him. This is the longest run of games we've seen him so far this season. Time will tell. I know, for example, like Chelsea Blue saying right here, casual. I think Maresca only likes inverting his left back. He hardly inverts his right back. He does invert his right back. But I think the simple answer to this is because Cucurella is just competent in doing it on the left side.
He was doing that with Gusto for quite a bit. He tried that experiment with Gusto.
I'll say up until Fofana got injured is when he stopped doing it.
Yeah, and Achapon could definitely be developed into the role, but it's going to take time. And that's the same thing I think with well, hold on, Scott, before you go. That's the same thing I think is happening with Reece, right? Like, I think Reece is being adapted into the role, and we're also taking care of his fitness, so it's like two things at once. Can he adapt to the role, and also can he stay fit? So we're not going to push him too much, but I think if he does stay fit over the course of time, we'll see maybe Reece doing the things that Ahmed's asking for, maybe more runs into the box, late runs, and all that. I don't think he crashes the box
that much. So I don't think it's need to.
Yeah, I don't think Achimpong's got the bit like. Oh, yeah. I think he's got the driving ability. Obviously, this is really early to say because he's 18, right? But I think he's got the driving ability. I don't think he's got the ability in terms of like playing in the half spaces again, like you would get from a Frimpong, a Davies, a Hernandez, etc., to like be able to compensate from losing Palmer in that position. Like, and I think that's ultimately I don't think it's even necessarily the driving from midfield. I think it's the ability to play under pressure and play in the half spaces, and like do what Palmer and Enzo would do in that position. Like you see with Cucurella, he can kind of do it, but it's still a little bit awkward when he does it. Like he at least has the some level of experience doing it, like a little bit of experience, but he has got the ability to take on instruction better, like I mentioned earlier. Like Josh is 18, and it's like right now, and even going forward, I don't think he's got that ability, and like that's why for me going forward, I would really like to see him. If we're going to continue playing a system like this, whether it's with Maresca or someone else, I would like to see Josh be transitioned to being a centre back going forward, like a wide centre back potentially in a free or something, because I think he's the only one outside of Fofana who's got that ability to defend wide areas. He's the only one who's got that ability to drive forward with the ball out of defence outside of, again, Fofana, and probably, I think Chalobah can do it, again, when he's, like, on form. At the moment, we haven't really seen it because, again, he's come back, played one game and then been terrible. So, yeah, I'd like to see him transition into that role. Again, if we're going to continue, if we go back to playing like a back forward, and, yeah, I think he can play right back absolutely fine. But, yeah, I think him in this role, I think, is way too complicated right now and anytime soon. Like I said, it's such a specialized thing because like no one's doing this with their fullbacks, and no one's doing this really. Even Pep doesn't do this with his fullbacks. Yeah. So like, and like I said, it's just such an easy fix. Just tell Palmer and Enzo to fucking hold their position and stop dropping deep with the ball, and you fix the issue. Yeah.
Right, let's continue.
Do you guys reckon Maresca? I mean, I don't claim to watch Leicester, so I'm not going to make any claims here. Do you guys think he maybe? Do you guys think this happened at Leicester maybe with like Dewsbury Hall, or do you think they actually held their positions?
Well, I think you saw from the few clips we saw of Hermansen before, it was like in those positions, it was still like your Pereiras, it was like your Chowdhury's, it was Winks when he was playing. It was Ndidi. It wasn't Dewsbury Hall. It wasn't Mavididi. It wasn't Fatawu on the other side. It wasn't these guys.
Well, there you go then. That just shows that it's a choice, I guess.
Yeah. I just think for me, listen, right now, this is the way it's going to be going, right? So, Reece James, man, I'm going to need you to get some 5+5 pace. Let's just make it happen, baby. Thank you. I'm not going to be serious, bro. You listen... you may think I'm making it may be funny of me saying +5 pace, +10 pace, whatever you want to call it. But the reality is, bro, that's what we're gonna need from you for the last 9 games. I'm gonna have to get that from you because right now I need minimum 2 goals. I'm gonna repeat this again, guys. We need to score 2 goals now minimum to win games at the very least. Because we're at least letting 1 go in, guaranteed. So I need him to start shooting, start getting to the box a bit more, get a bit more active.
You didn't have to tell me that with the goals, by the way. I did. Did you watch? Just a complete side note. And apologies for going on a tangent and derailing it slightly. Did any of you watch Lewis's stream earlier?
I didn't watch his stream. He had a stream yesterday. He had a stream today.
No, yeah. So he did a stream earlier. He had this like interactive thing that someone has basically done. It's like a predictor for Chelsea, City, Newcastle, and Forest, and it's like all of their games, and you basically predict what's going to happen, whether it's going to be a win,
Bloody
lose, or
hell.
draw, and it's like add points. I did it, and based on what I think we're going to get and what everyone else is going to get, we're going to finish 6th. We're going to finish like 12 points outside of top 4, by the way. It's like at minimum.
12 points.
Something like that. Maybe
This is why. Listen. You know, Marshall, man. I listen. You know me, bro. I love to be the optimist, man. You know, I enjoy a lot of stuff out of life. You know what I mean? A lot of stuff give me great joy. Chelsea right now, man. The level, I feel pessimistic right now about everything that's going on right now. And, at least on the pitch. What?
Guys, you hear he just said he loves to be the optimist, but remember last season he said, Poch, your Christmas present is gonna come early. Remember that,
bro? Listen, God didn't. Listen, Satan said to me, "You got, you sold us already for the Champions League. I'm collecting last season. That's what happened, bro. So, you know, listen, shout out Satan, but you know, it is what it is.
Shout out Satan, huh? Okay.
You know what? Do you not agree with Satan, Chris? Listen, I'm a follower of the
video.
I just wanted to say, no, but like, listen, they said let's like actually step aside from that. But like, the point I'm trying to make here is that genuinely we need to start getting goals. Like Sancho, I can't rely on you. Neto, as of right now, can't rely on you because he doesn't give me a consistent goal scoring.
Is he our 3rd or 4th scorer like in that attack?
He's not even our 4th, mate. He's not even our 4th.
Jackson.
You got
He's not in the.
Chris, who are you asking?
By the way, okay, then probably Enzo. I will be honest, Enzo's probably got more goals than him.
I'll say our top goal scorers in order of Palmer in the league are Palmer, Jackson, Madueke, and then it's Cucurella and Enzo.
No, I said purely attackers. That's what I did.
If you go on purely attackers, then it's Jesus Christ. It's in the league. So it's Palmer, Jackson, Madueke, and then it's Neto, Sancho, and Nkunku all on 2. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's the point I'm trying to make.
I thought Neto has like 3 or 4.
Nope.
No.
Madueke has more goals than all the rest of our wingers combined.
Exactly.
How many goals Madueke got? Sorry.
He's got 7 goals. Yeah. Okay. So that's the point I'm trying to make, right?
Yeah,
like realistically, like we need to be. You know, listen. Realistically, guys, you got 3 guys technically speaking that are providers of goals for me right now. Yeah. Yes, they may be coming back after international break, but all 3 of them were in varying levels of poor form. Yeah, when they were in there, right? So I'm looking at you, Enzo. Can I get a goal per game? You know what I mean? Can you start doing? Can I start getting some money back under 105 million? You know what I mean? Can I get some return on investment from me?
A goal Reece James out of Enzo Fernandez is kind of crazy.
I can't lie to you, man. But this is what I'm gonna have to start. I'm gonna have to start asking some heavy tax. 105 million. But listen, if the attack, they Marshall every week is telling me Nkunku, you know what I mean? Yeah, you're the one that says that. You know what I mean? Sancho not getting inverted anymore.
I don't say that, by the way. How dare you? No, I don't say that. But anyways, in terms of like what you're saying, my worry with what you're saying is that if they don't pull through, if Enzo doesn't pick up the slack for what the attackers are slacking on, then it's more criticism on Enzo for not doing it. And I don't want to fall into this Kovacic trap again because...
Don't need to fall into the trap because if we agree on it now, then we will still agree on it afterwards. That's what I'm saying.
What I'm saying is that, like, I remember when Kovacic was here and people were criticizing Kovacic for not having enough GA. Kovacic's job was never to give you GA. So I don't want to fall back into this trap of like, well, my attack's not working. What's Enzo doing for me? No. Enzo's doing his part. The attack is not doing their part. So you want to keep criticizing lack of goals, keep criticizing the attack.
But no. The point. Listen. No. That is true. But I think the difference between Enzo and a guy like Akova is that there is something called A. Not the G, maybe necessarily, but the A is on some level kind of expected from.
Yeah, but he's getting robbed.
No. Listen, now that's out of context. But the problem is right now, I don't think we're going to be getting a lot of A's from the vast majority of our attackers. So I'm going to need you temporarily. Listen. I'm asking for a temporary thing. If you don't score for me, I understand at the least. The context is there. I don't care. Like, it's not even the same. That's like getting me a GA goal. I'm looking at you, Reece James, now. You know what I mean? We're giving you 250k a week now, buddy. It's time to get some return on investment, buddy. You know what I mean? Listen, And I'm just gonna be honest. Like Tosin, you're one of the tallest players. Start using your head properly, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Listen, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry to
start him first. He started Badiashile for no reason.
Listen, even Badiashile, if you start Buddy. Listen, Badiashile. Listen, Badiashile. You know what? Wait. Listen, listen. Okay, that's crazy, Scott. But listen.
Well, you want Badiashile to injure his head even more by hitting the ball.
But listen.
I was gonna say, you want him to get even more concussed. Like, brother, leave him alone, man.
Oh my God. Jeez Louise. Listen, Koval. Forget about the black spray, big man. It's time for you to head the ball, man. You know what I mean? I need you to head the ball, bro. You know, listen. Keep scoring. Keep doing some goals, please. You know what I mean? I'm going to sacrifice my agenda just to get top 4 this season, bro. Just do something for me that game. You know what I mean? You know this, bro. Again, listen, I'm always... The greater goal is better than my agenda. So, see, I'm not a dickhead like that. You know, Gusto, or that's it. Listen, Gusto, if you can get your first goal of the season as a winner, that'll be. You know what? I accept that, bro. Listen, at the end of the day, bro, I cannot rely on my attackers, so I'm gonna have to ask my other guys. Dig deep.
Demanding on some of them.
It's gonna be a demand. It is gonna be a demand.
No,
I'm paying. There's some. I don't care. We can't
demand off our attackers, but we can demand off our defenders.
You didn't get that. You know, again, see, this is the problem. We go again. I'm telling you, I already demanded from my attackers, but as of currently, they're still not providing for me. So that means I still need to get those goals from somewhere, right, Chris? Those goals have to come from somewhere. So
I'm not being mad if a defender or midfielder.
No one's gonna be mad. No one's gonna be mad, of course. But like the point I'm trying to make is, I need you to start stepping up as well, because if these guys are not gonna step up, it's then I need the other members of our team to step up. One of the things, listen, your boy Taliban needs to do this a lot. You know, if our attackers weren't attacking, guess who used to step up? Our defenders used to step up a lot of the time. Our midfielders used to step up at the time, right? So I'm asking them. All I'm asking for, bro.
We win by 1-0 at times and stuff like that.
Listen, listen. All I'm asking for is for you guys to dig deep, find it somewhere within your modicum, of footballing ability to score a goal for us, please. Like, genuinely, I know it's hard. It's not a hard ask. I'll be honest.
It is a hard ask if you're asking all our defenders to score.
Can I continue the video now?
Yeah.
I'm going to continue the video. All right, cool.
Carried his run on all the way through. In fact, if you look at the Forest game, again, go back to Gusto, heat map and pass map, he was actually doing way more here than he was here. Which, again, just like the build-up shape, it's not their identity, it's not plan A, but it's another way in which Maresca encourages them to problem-solve mid-match. Like, in an ideal world, he wants Cole Palmer here and Gusto there, but if the situation arises where it makes sense to swap, they are swapping. And I think this might be where a lot of people who did those big preview videos and those preview articles about Enzo Maresca and how he's so tactically rigid, he's going to make them play one way, maybe myself included, I can't actually remember, might owe him a bit of an apology, because it feels like game to game, they change their identity very well. Like I mentioned before there, how much Cole Palmer dropped off, sat deep and exploited Brighton's high line in that match. And Chelsea were, in my opinion, much the better team. They got the goals that their performance deserved. And they had like 40% possession. Like even though they were at home, they allowed Brighton to dominate the ball and they picked them off really, really well. But then in the Forest game, which let's face it, they absolutely should have won, they went to a far more possession-based system. They had 65, 66% of the ball. They went from being like deep and counter-attacking and exploiting space to swarming and dominating and pulling them apart from a low block. And that's genuinely quite impressive to have done in the space of like, what, 8 Premier League games? Like the guy's come in, he's recognised a limitation in his own system. By the way, he wanted the goalkeeper to move forward, so he didn't do that. He changed it up straight away. But also, he recognised he's working.
Wait. You recognize the limitations in the goalkeeper you have, but yet you persisted in keeping this goalkeeper. If I am to believe what you said was true, Maresca. The fuck are we doing here? Baffling stuff.
All right, man. That's your gaffer
players who have more to their game than perhaps some of the lads he had in the Championship, and put them in a system that was rigid and had structure and was going to let them do things really, really well. But also, was open, was fluid, was quite happy to proverbially chuck its keys in a bowl. And you combine that with gradual coaching improvements he's clearly making in the side. Like Nicholas Jackson's shot conversion numbers are still not amazing, but they're twice as good as they were last season, so you can see some development there. And this is a team, not going to get carried away, but could really, if this continues, do something. Don't be vague. What do you mean, do something, Adam? Don't say that and then follow through. Well, I think this could be a side that quite comfortably qualifies for the Champions League and could be in the conversation for other things as the season goes on. Could. And if now else, you know what it is, I tipped them to win the league last season. Looked like a complete mug for doing so, but it just, I knew in this crop of players there was a song to be sung. So it's nice that we're starting to hear it. Anyway, yes, at long last, that is why Enzo Maresca.
Okay, so that's why the system was so good in the beginning of the season. Hard to predict, I guess. Adaptable. Go from possession base to counterattack in one game with, you know, Brighton's high line, and then we possess and create chances against Nottingham Forest. So there is a bit of a contrast there. Now, I am curious to see how this drastically changes when we talk about how Chelsea have collapsed. And this video was recorded a month ago, so probably just before the last 4 games that we had won, before Arsenal and all that fun stuff. So let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Okay, let's look into this now.
Oh,
so
it looks different.
Well, not even a part 2 now. It's
well,
why Chelsea season's gone wrong. Why it's
well,
starting to collapse.
I call it part 2 because like it starts season, now it's the end of the season.
Yeah, fair enough. It is a part 2. If it makes you happy, Chris. Part 2.
Yeah, man. Chris, what's wrong with you today, mate? What's a lot of testosterone? Have you been taking steroids today? Like, it feels like the testosterone, man. Testosterone levels are very high today.
I explained why I said it's a part 2. It's nothing too deep.
All right, buddy.
If Chris was on testosterone, that argument between you, him, and Reece James would have gone a lot worse.
Listen, man. Worse. I can always dig deeper. I can always dig deeper, as they say, man.
Let's not dig
deeper. I just let you and I accepted it.
Why is Scott always say, what do you mean by that? Listen, I just mean dig deep in terms of my bag.
No, wait a minute, Chris. Wait.
No, sharp.
Wow, Chris. Chris.
Get your mind out the fucking gutter.
I'm just gonna play the video.
Play the video, man. Roll the clip.
So, it's injuries. That's it. It's injuries. Please like and subscribe. I mean, obviously not like the number of injuries this Chelsea squad.
No, he was kind of
it's not. I think
I don't have to explain that yet.
Wow, you absolute fraud. Remove that like immediately, mate. You know what I mean?
He can't make me. Not enough testosterone.
Oh my God.
What?
Huh? Wait.
This guy, man.
What did he say?
Let's continue.
Is more densely packed than Boris Johnson's local wacky warehouse on his birthday, but the type of injuries they're getting to specific players. To be more specific, I mean Romeo Lavia and Wesley Fofana. I cannot tell you how important to the overall way this entire Chelsea team plays they are. Like, don't get me wrong, and believe me, we will talk about this later on in the video, but you can now add Nicholas Jackson to a list that's got Madueke, Mark Guiyi, Mikhailo Mudryk, and...
I read that.
That was a violation.
Hey Blues, this is how to say my name, Mark Guiu.
Man turned him into a springboard. Mark Guiyi.
Yeah, you got it right.
Oh, look at Mudryk, man.
That was accurate.
Oh yeah, Chris's favorite player, man.
I mean,
what?
Whoa! Pause! Who the fuck is that?
Wait.
No, I was confused, bro. Who did that?
It's either Scott. I don't think it's Oliver. There's no way in hell Oliver did that.
If Oliver did that, I'd be baffled.
I didn't look at Marshall either, but I don't think Marshall did it.
We know who did it.
I know I didn't do it because I was talking when that happened.
You normally do as well, and I think you just do that.
That's great.
Hey, yo, man.
Mark, you. All right, let's continue.
Mikhailo Mudryk and João Felix, who's on loan. They're missing centre forwards in any capacity. That's bad, but missing those two is fatal. If you put their respective seasons side by side when they were in the team and then when they were out of the team, this bad run Chelsea have been on, where they've gone from looking like Liverpool's best challengers to probably not even getting into Europe at all if they continue the way they're going, it almost overlaps perfectly. And why is that? Well, look at Manchester City when they were at their best. Look at Arsenal when they felt like a real force. Look at Liverpool now. The best teams are no longer the prettiest. They always now have a really dominant, really physical edge to complement their more technical players and give them the space to play. And Fofana and Lavia were, and I hope I'm not doing them a disservice here, Chelsea's two best bastards. You look at their tackles, you look at their interceptions, look at their shots blocked, their headers, all the stuff that earns the rest of the team the right to play football.
They definitely are two biggest, like aggressive.
He's not wrong, and I mean we'll talk about this tomorrow because I'm doing the Casually Chelsea show tomorrow. But like, from what I've seen, this is why I actually do low key rate the signing of Dario Asugu. Because
I'll get in a bin.
Like,
here we go.
I actually did my due diligence, Scott, and I did my research. I watched some games, and this player is very physical, very physical.
So is he there to replace Lavia?
Okay, so can I ask?
There's no replacement, But like, if Lavia were to fall, or if we need to rest Caicedo, the kid can do a job. He's gonna need to adapt, but Isugu is physical enough that it literally mimics the type of style of play that Caicedo does. You say
no, so
but like I'm
no, but like, so
listen, in La Liga, it's not like
I think that's fair. Okay, that's fair then. But I'm just I don't really, for me that's a secondary point. But then what if I just look at it, hindsight now of this season?
Yeah,
what would you say about Leslie then? And is it different from Isugu? If I may ask you that, because then my question is, if that's the case, then why Leslie hasn't stayed for me? Again, from a logic standpoint, you can say again financial reasons and stuff like that, which is fair. But it's like from a team perspective, you already know you got a guy there that's already majorly injury prone. He should have been the one to stay, if that makes sense, Marshall.
For me, and to be fair, I probably need to watch more Leslie. But from what I remember of Leslie, he is a good DM in the sense that like he will anticipate the pass. He is, a calm character on the pitch. I just don't think he's nearly as physical as like Lavia. Like Lavia or Caicedo will get in your face. Leslie doesn't really do that for me. He kind of just mostly anticipates the ball well. Whereas like Lavia and how Adam is talking here, right, with these two guys in particular, they're really physical. Like they'll get in your face, they'll shoulder deck you, and they'll get you off the ball. Sometimes at the cost of a yellow or a foul, right? Which is Caicedo does the dirty work in that sense. But like, I just don't see that too much from Ugochukwu, thank you. Jesus, I blanked out the name for a second.
Doesn't even know his own player's name, but knows about Ugochukwu.
Ugochukwu. I said Ugochukwu, all right?
Deep that. But no, but like the point, okay, that's fair enough. But again, for me, the thing is though, the way Leslie plays, he plays more so, not as a destroyer six, but he's more so the guy that's like he cuts the passing lanes, right? Which is
the interception lanes.
Right, he's an interception guy, right? Which I think, ironically, for our system, is probably more advantageous because, we usually are going to get counted on, right? So someone that's able to recognize or anticipate where passes is going to be is probably a lot more of a benefit, no? That's what and again, in a team where we don't really allow, we're not really allowed as much to be physical. Right? You see a lot of time, like I said, get yellow cards or like fouls just get stopped because we're a bit more physical against other teams. A guy like a Leslie, I think he's a bit more advantageous. So I would probably say more than ever. If he's not, he make, because like again, he can match them physically if he wants to, but again, you know what I mean. He just what they say, work smarter, not harder. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, we're gonna see what happens in the summer, right?
Leslie Nation's gonna be thriving at Strasbourg. I promise you, man.
I have a feeling Leslie will get sold. There's just something about how his time at Chelsea's been treated. I just have this feeling.
Is it a colour thing?
He's gonna. It's a Leslie thing.
I just want to make sure. It's not us.
It's not a color thing.
I just wanted to know, man. You know what I mean? Casually, racist usually knows that's the whole thing, so...
No.
I just learned. Thank you.
It's not what we do here.
It's casually racist.
It's fucking ridiculous, this man. But yeah, I mean, obviously these are crucial players we're missing that we're going to do a number in terms of damage.
Can I just say...
to the way we play.
Errors leading to goal for Fofana is nasty, you know. 0.13, and then Lavia's got 0. Credit to Lavia, man.
Where's that?
At the bottom here.
The bomb errors, 0.13 errors leading to goal. So, you know...
That Lavia thing's not true, by the way. I've seen him make an error.
Fofana and Lavia were very...
Oh, shit. I didn't mean to do that.
When they say error, though, all of us sometimes say them class as an error, even if it looks
Hey, I don't care, man.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like Sanchez should
This is
have
why
more
I can't...
errors. Yeah.
I can hardly take these stats seriously anyway because, you know, some that are clearly by eye test they're an error, they don't get given. Some, you know, it's
Yeah, I know.
doesn't make sense sometimes.
All right, let's continue on.
the right to play football, and Fofana and Lavia were very quietly in those opening few months of the season really dominating those matches for Chelsea. And don't get me wrong, right, this stuff doesn't automatically win you anything, and the teams who can only do this side of it don't go very far either, but to be right at the top and to win things, it is vital. Like, this is Fofana and Lavia's combined defensive contributions against Aston Villa earlier in the season when Chelsea won 3-0. It's every time they won a tackle. It's every
what a
time
game.
header.
What a game, man.
Oh,
What a game.
shit. That's actually kind of crazy when you look at it like this.
What a game, man. What a game. What a game. Real hoops was watched, man. Real hoops was watched, man. Shout out to Villa. Shout out to Villa, man. Always got... Is Marshall cooked?
No. I'm just.
I was
looking at this,
confused.
kind of baffled, like,
I'm so sorry, bro. You literally looked like you were frozen for a second there.
it's just kind of crazy to see where they had defensive actions and how often they were involved. Because, like, I know Lavia was always involved, but Fofana, it was one of those I was looking more at the mistakes than I was the good things. And so it was very easy in the beginning of the season to kind of say, like, Fofana, man, he's got a mistake in him. He looks shaky. He's not confident. And then you look at this and it's like, oh, that's why he keeps getting played. Because
I think Fofana was making more mistakes with the ball than defensively.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Remember, he got injured in this game, by the way, because of stupid. Because like he did something stupid, and then and then he had to recover.
Yeah. But it's impressive. Like, they do a lot. And I think this system that Maresca has does rely a lot on, you know, just the 50-50 challenges. And so...
Everything all good?
Yeah.
He's got fucking geese in their house.
What? What? No, I literally just sneezed away from the microphone. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
That's not a sneeze.
I swear to God, I sneezed. I legit sneezed.
I got so caught off guard because you said, who has geese in their house?
I like, listen, the geese they do.
Your sneeze sounds like geese, bro.
Yeah. Like, listen, there is geese that live next to me, like near the River Thames, but like,
Bro,
it's
they're in
not
your
that
house, man.
deep. But not in my house, man. You know what I mean?
Steal one and bring it inside, bro. Like, fuck it, hey, man.
You know what, man? You guys are just too sensitive, man. You know what I mean? Get your hearing fixed.
Sure.
I've got oversensitive hearing too, but like, you know, let's relax, man.
Oh no, that was funny. All right, let's continue on.
It's every time they intercepted a ball or made a clearance or just otherwise recovered possession for their side. And believe me, right, that is a lot for a team that had 64% of the ball. They were nearly doing all of that work for their team. And I'm just going to leave this up for a couple more seconds so you can really just absorb it, take it in, let it get into all your pores, right? Because the one really remarkable thing about all of this is how it compares to other players. These are the exact same instances from the exact same game from the
Wait. I need to hear him say, wait, what?
two players they were both partnered with, Enzo Fernandez and Levi Colwill. Now, it is obviously...
Oh my God.
So that's your boy Enzo that you've been rating?
The staunch
Yeah, I was going to say, and from what I can
difference.
see, obviously the picture isn't very clear. Only 2 of those are from Enzo, by the way, I think.
Bro, cone settings. I said this
No,
before.
even
Cone
worse,
settings.
it's one. One is from Enzo.
No, it's one in the middle and one on the left.
No, there's one.
8. This is 6. This is 6, 6, 6, 6, 6, 6.
Yeah, he's only one.
He's the only one.
Enzo's a cone, you know. That's just insane.
Wow.
He's actually a cone.
To be fair, we can't be surprised. We know he's not defensively sound.
I'm just saying, though, Marshall,
I feel
man.
like
This
he
is
used to be a lot better at this. Like this.
this is worse, bro. This is worse, though.
Yeah.
Like, this is like legit. He's
Defensively, he's
legit.
gone down.
They're really saying, bro.
This
You know,
one game called that, right?
that's what they're legit saying, bro.
Let me hear this again. Is this the Aston Villa comparison? Like, hold on.
So this is Aston Villa.
Take it in, let it get into all your pores, right? Because the one really remarkable thing about all of this is how it compares to other players. These are the exact same instances from the exact same game from the two players they were both partnered with.
Okay. So from the same exact game, from that same Aston Villa game, this is what the work that Colwill and Enzo were doing. Okay, I understand. So
That's still bad, but yeah.
that's still not good, yeah. The majority of the 50-50 and the challenges, getting stuck in was happening from Fofana and Lavia, and we're fucking drastically missing that. It's just insane to see it. Wow.
I can't lie, Jorginho gave me more than this guy, bro. Insane.
Well, Jorginho was better defensively. That much I can.
I just want to say, man, respect Jorginho, man. Respect Jorginho,
Well,
please.
Jorginho would actually sit deep and watch it like from the back. So
Yeah, I want to say we need to respect Jorginho J5 more. You know what I mean? After what I'm seeing
I
now,
think we all did respect him here.
this is jihadi work, man. What I'm seeing right now, bro. This is actually insane. Like, I don't even know what to say, Marshall. Like, you know how bad this looks, bro. They really said he's not even defending like as a midfielder, bro. He just there to attack, maybe.
Bro, even higher up the pitch where he was being like, dispatched, he's just not. It's just damn. It's crazy. This is just defensive actions. It's not even like tackles or interception. It's just defensive actions in general.
Jeez, Louise,
That's kind of
man.
crazy. That's insane to see it. All right, let me continue on.
Game from the two players they were both partnered with, Enzo Fernandez and Levi Colwill. Now, it is obviously a fraction of the dogged defensive physical work that their partners were doing, but there is a reason for that. This is Levi Colwill's heat map. And have you ever, my friends, seen a defender enjoying more freedom to just go where he wants up the centre of the pitch, to carry it out from the back, to help you get an extra man in the middle and dominate that other team? Look at all these lovely free passes forwards and sideways in the centre of the pitch, safe in the
When he
knowledge
loses it, though,
that
he
they
just sits there. Like, he complains to the referee.
Who's number 6? Is this Colwell?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's number 6.
Yeah, talking about the
So
freedom.
essentially, he's saying that Lavia and Fofana allow Colwill to do this. Which, I mean, fairs if that's the case. I mean, I do want to see it more often. Because I know, like, who was it that was saying it? That he does have his long range, like his long passing ability, and we've just not seen enough of it. Someone was saying that there was a time this season where we did see it. I think that was Chris that said it.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah, I do recall there was a time where like I was seeing like, oh, now he's passing it more, and that's what I want to see more of. But it's long since been diminished to not this, I should say. But this is nice to see. Obviously, we want to see more of this. Pardon me. All right, let's continue on.
weren't going to get physically dominated because Fofana was in there, and if anything goes wrong, he's available to make interceptions, to make blocks, to make tackles, to do that work for you. And likewise, this was Enzo Fernandez's day's work, and what a lovely little time he's having. An absolute classic example of a deep player in a pivot being able to move into the forward line because your team are inverting a fullback. It was Moises Caicedo this day, and Chelsea were absolutely at their best when the team ended up looking like this. Like, what a stable base they've got there, and what real good variety they've got in their centre-backs, and the ability to get Fernandez all that way up the pitch. Beautiful. And as such, because you've got Fernandez here now, he can link up with Jackson, who's a...
Damn. This is the Aston Villa game. The one that we won, I believe.
So he was really playing a lot deeper, wasn't he? That little fraud.
He was playing everywhere, really.
Like he was all on the left side.
Called him a fraud. Yeah.
So he's been playing a lot on that side, but then let's ask the real question here. Then. But then why is Moreski then playing him on the right hand side, right? Because like I've noticed this now more often. Like it clearly seems that when he's on the left hand side, he seems to thrive a lot more. I don't know about you guys, right? When he's playing next to the Sancho Cucurella role, why don't we just switch Palmer to the other side? Because Palmer and Madueke have a lot more chemistry on that side, if you're being honest, right? And then you also have Reece James there too, no?
Well, with Madueke.
Sorry,
I'll
what's the
let you
question
guys
on that?
answer that. Go ahead.
No, like how like he usually likes to play Palmer on the left hand side of space, not the right hand side of space.
Usually.
Yeah, right. I'm just saying. Look at this. If you just look at that Aston Villa game, bro, he's looking amazing right now. Like Enzo in that position, and like we don't do that often.
I think the reason why is because the times we did that with Palmer in the left, Enzo wasn't in the team. So you had Malo Gusto taking up the right hand side 10 area, and that was terrible. This is why my argument always will be with Romeo Lavia. I don't think he's a starter in this team because then you lose too much creativity. Unless you have Enzo in there with him. He can't replace Enzo. Otherwise, you have to do this shuffling act where Palmer plays on the left. It just messes a lot of things up, in my opinion.
This is the problem, man. Maresca's killing the sport, man. Maresca's killing our sport, man.
Nah.
No, but on a serious note, obviously, like I just think for me, this is like I feel like with Palmer, and the way I'm seeing stuff, Demonent's right. I said this before, by the way. Demonent, I don't know if you've watched me say it before. The way I think he's playing, Santos can replace this guy fully, bro. I'm being so serious when I say that too.
Yep,
I said that earlier in the season.
You and I agree with this, by the way, Scott. I know you
don't know that yet.
No. We know that. We know that because when you watch Strasbourg play, they play very similar to they play similar to us too. That's the difference too, right? Because Strasbourg, yes, they play very similar to us too, right? And so for me, in terms of like the way he crashes the box, his ability to shoot, his passing, and the one thing that he has of Enzo, which is a big bonus that others don't have, is his defending, right? He's kind of like an overall package, if that makes sense. Right. Like,
if that's the case, right? If he's like better than Enzo or just as good, yeah.
You know what, man? Scott, get a life, mate. Scott, get a life.
I don't want to play in the 4-2-3-1 formation. I want to play 4-3-3. Because
but you're not. But again, listen. For me,
you don't get what I'm saying. I get what you're saying.
No. My thing is like I would love to play 4-3-3-2. The problem, as I've always said before, is that again, is that gonna happen though?
Well, if he's good as that, then
because we know what the gaffer's like, right? Because we know what the gaffer's like already, man. Okay, this guy is a Gen Z manager. I feel like we keep on forgetting. This is why I call him Gen Z managers. One way or the highway. You may tweak it like this every now and then, but he's a Gen Z manager, bro. We know what Gen Z managers are about.
The thing is, it doesn't matter if it's a 4-2-3-1 or 4-3-3 because, the thing to your point with the Gen Z manager thing, you're trying to end up in a 3-2-5 shape regardless. So the starting formation doesn't necessarily matter.
Unless you play Caicedo right back, but then I don't see a long term like that. So I just don't. I don't see the club
disrespectful.
getting rid of Enzo since they extend his contract. He's like what 9 years left. There's no way Enzo just sits on the bench either because he's a really good midfielder. Unless he drops off form like massively, right? Like he did at the start
the thing
of the
is,
season.
like, when you look at this pass map, right? Enzo's the only player in our team that can really do this.
He is
Let's
up,
be honest.
best passer for sure.
Like, Caicedo can do this to an extent. Keyword to an extent. Lavia we saw do in preseason, but it's been far and few.
He's not
that
as
we've seen him
creative
do
as
that.
Enzo still, regardless.
So, like, there's been the case, and we talked about this multiple times, that when, like, Enzo is not in the team, it severely limits how smooth our creativity looks for the attack. And so there's an argument to have, Enzo in here. Now, people make the argument that when Santos comes back from loan, and everyone is saying, I'm not saying it's not possible, but everyone in the news is saying it's confirmed he's going to stay here, even though I think it's very possible he could get sold.
And sold for 70 million euros.
Who?
What? Sorry, I got distracted there. But will Santos do what we see here? I don't think Santos.
I think
can.
you need. I think I think it's going to be a combination because listen. Oh, I can hear myself, but the thing is, right? Yeah, Enzo, yes. Enzo, yes, can provide him can provide you some level of creativity, right? But I think for me, a guy that's been limited creative, right, because he's been forced to play that deep six role quite a few times, is Moises Caicedo as well, right? So I think for me, having a Moises Caicedo that's a bit more of a box to box, right, and then you've got what's it called, a Santos next to him. I think the both of them together make up for that creativity in my eyes too. And the other thing is also, we need to also look at our wingers. Wingers nation. Madueke, got to start creating a bit more, etc., etc., etc. Sancho, got to be, if he's here next season, if it's Leao next season, you know what I mean? Sadly, we can't say no to Portugal at Chelsea. It might actually be him. I might need you to be creating for me at Chelsea, right? So for me, my thing is gonna be it's gonna also be down to our wingers and also down to Mr. Palmer. If he's gonna play 10's great. Start creating, big man.
I love the way that you started this say no to Portugal thing, and then we signed the Sugo.
I'm telling you, bro, man, I am actually like a curse to this football club, bro. Whenever I realize something, they just love to do it, man. You know what I mean?
What's his face? George Mendes. We're in bed with George Mendes.
I told you, man, Leao Nation is coming this summer, Marshall. You know what I mean?
Really hope not.
I'm telling you, man.
Possibility.
Fuck you, Will, man. Fuck you. Go kill yourself.
Jesus Christ! In a video game. In a video game.
In a video game. I'm so sorry. That was bad. That was very bad.
That was crazy. We're not on Discord, my friend.
Sorry.
Right. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go ahead and continue this.
Oh my god.
Up front, you can link up with Palmer, who's enjoying all this space. You can link up with, I think this was Jadon Sancho, played on the left that day. This is exactly where he wants to be, and he's doing so safe in the knowledge that things behind him are safe and they are stable. That this is happening with Levi Colwill in this game and that this is happening with Enzo Fernandez in this game is not a coincidence, right? When you've got Fofana and you've got Lavia, these two can do this. But when you don't have those two players, as Chelsea just didn't against Brighton when they were absolutely terrible, Fernandez goes from having an afternoon like this to having an afternoon like this. It's really far back. He's not getting in the right areas. It's
What do we think about that? So when Lavia is in the team, Enzo Fernandez's pass map looks like where we just had it. Looks like this. But when he's not in the team, wait, did I just get that wrong? I got that wrong. Hold on. It looks a lot. Honestly, this is actually kind of crazy to see. It looks like when Lavia's not in the team and Fofana's not in the team, Enzo's role is more of finding. Holy shit, dude! It's more of finding the attack, because you see how many long passes are in here. Like there's a lot of long passes.
Green as well.
And those are completed passes. I think the reds are just
Reds
like,
are missed. Yeah, didn't hit.
Yeah, missed. And like, it's actually insane to see how much ground his passes cover versus
Safe in the knowledge that things behind him are safe and they are stable. That this is happening with Levi Colwill in this game. Honor, and you've got Lavia, these two can do this.
Okay.
But when you don't have those two players,
this,
as Chelsea just didn't against Brighton when they were absolutely terrible,
absolutely
Fernandez goes from having an afternoon like this
So this versus
to having an afternoon.
Wow.
Was that against Brighton? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a staunch difference.
He
this is almost like he's playing like Jorginho. With worse defending.
Yeah, okay.
Because you remember Jorginho. Jorginho was always the keep possession, just pass the ball back.
He passed side to side. Or he will ping it if he sees an opportunity, but yeah, like he likes to control the game from the deep. And
I do think
Oliver, before you go, look at how many red arrows.
There's a few.
Yeah,
because you don't have your attackers now.
I was going to make that point. Like, I do think the whole Lavia and Fofana thing is a bit of an oversimplification. You know, we were calling Enzo a cone earlier, but he was playing with a cone in this game, and his name was Christopher Nkunku in the striker position. So you've not really got much to aim at necessarily there, and you're getting marked out easily by average centre back.
Yo, that is W Marshalls. I like that one. Cone to cone passing. Let's bring that to the streets, man. That's what I need, man. From one cone to another.
Hey, well, at least one cone cares.
You know, listen, man.
I feel like I'm treading on such treacherous waters right now. Like, if I take a wrong turn, this channel's cancelled.
You're not cancelled, bro. Listen, man. Don't listen to these frauds, man. You know what I mean?
No.
Listen.
No. You just make sure you're saying cone. That's all I'm saying.
What do you want me to say? Do you want me to say parking spot? Do you want me to call him a parking spot?
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Scott gets it. Yeah.
What do you think I was gonna call him? He's top. Put him in private chat. Put him in private chat.
Yes. I don't think I even want to put it in private chat.
You got to put it in private chat now. I have to know now.
I don't think Marshall can put it in private chat.
Yeah,
you can put it in private chat. You can put it in private chat. Yeah, you can. You need to tell me.
I'll allude to it later. But go ahead. Continue what you were saying in terms of the passing to a cone.
Listen, at the end of the day, he's got other guys that he can pass to, you know, as well. Like, listen, it's all well and good. We can say Nkunku, whatever you want to call it, etc., etc., etc. At the end of the day, bro, you know, there's Cucurella can be passed to, right? You then got other guys, right? Like, I can't find a name for Neto, so we're just gonna call him Neto, I'm afraid. You know what I mean? I saw someone call him.
Manny, we can't get it out. What the fuck did you
I saw someone call him Jordi El Nino.
Wait, Jordi El Nino? What?
Oh no. Hey, Ahmed, what are you laughing about that on Ramadan of all days?
It's too funny.
I'm so confused.
I'm not saying that, bro. Genuinely. Yeah, man.
What's going on?
Oh man, but listen, you got so fast the Neto. Who else is available that I'm missing? But you know, even Sancho is a possible option. There's guys that you can pass to. This is my thing, basically.
You're playing with 10 men though. It's easier to mark everyone else though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah, I think what the issue is too is that since you don't have anyone behind you that is like defensively sound like a Lavia, not to say Caicedo isn't that guy, but it's a lot better when it's two people, right? His freedom on the pitch is limited, and when he's not free on the pitch, you get this kind of performance. I think when he has to sit back a little bit more to make sure he's not, you know, caught too out of position. There has to be a body in that pivot to make sure the opposition side isn't easily just running through the midfield just because it's like one Caicedo. But yeah, it's a staunch difference. I've never seen this before. Let me continue on.
like this. It's really far back. He's not getting in the right areas. It's disjointed. You can see he's trying to force things much longer from deeper positions, which is not really his game at all. There is a knock-on effect to missing those players. And likewise, Levi Colwill in the exact same position, unable to impact the game the way he wants to impact the game, looking way less assured, looking way less confident, and also giving the ball away a lot more. And I will just say, by the way, one constant between both this good run and this bad run has been Moises Caicedo. If we look at his numbers across the whole season, he's actually performing really well for all this stuff they miss Fofana.
God damn, Moises Caicedo. Bro, I've never seen a player with this much green. I'll be so real with you. I've never seen a player that had this much green across the board.
We should look at Cucurella as well. I reckon he has a lot of green.
I'm going to do that right now.
No, I'm not taking this as a dig at Caicedo. Caicedo's been top 2 easily this season. With Cucurella as well.
Not as much green as Caicedo.
No?
Not nearly as much green.
Really?
Can I ask the question, guys? Do you think the Caicedo green is a bit of a fugazi, if that makes sense, right? Because what I mean by that is that the team has been so terrible that he's having to overcompensate for everyone else. That the greens are basically being shown because he's overcompensating for everyone.
I mean, that's not fugazi. Where I'd call it fugazi is if he's giving the ball away himself and then winning it back.
Like, let's look at this, bro. Let's look at these numbers, yeah.
This is Cucurella.
Oh, this is interesting. Go down, please. Slow down, man. Slow down.
Show you is
Slow down. Cucurella assists 0.08. But he can cross, guys. Thank you very much, man.
You were the one fighting me.
You're the one that said he can cross.
You were the fighting me on that
listen,
one.
Listen. The game's the game, man. We gotta win. We gotta win somewhere. Passes. This is progressive passes. 3.16. 32nd percentile.
For fullback.
That's terrible, bro. For what he plays in a pass.
Well, 3.16. So average 3 progressive passes per game.
Yeah, that's terrible. That's terrible, bro. That's terrible. And then look at this progressive carries. 1.22 per 90. Ass.
Well, he doesn't actually carry that much fair.
There's one carrying the ball. What the hell?
He don't carry like that. He just runs into
it.
Listen, Dominant, man. Listen, Dominant, bro.
I knew
don't hate. Dominant. So let's look at this, yeah. Listen, look at the short king. He's actually winning 50% of his. He's in the 51st percentile of his headers won. Big up to Caicedo. I'm happy for him.
Cool.
So I'm giving him credit for, man. You know what I mean? But you look at this, man. Blocks is really good. Interceptions is good. Tackles 4-6, which is what you need. But this is what I'm talking about, by the way, yeah? To progressive passing, I was really high from him. And look, again, he has that ability, bro. He has that ability. I'm telling you, he can take on this guy and move forward. Let's go, man. You know what? Oh, Aristo's in chat. Yeah, sorry, man. We can't talk about Caicedo like this anymore. Caicedo, man. Trash. You know what I mean? Grabbing back is clear. There we go, man. Sorry, RSM. He's trash, bro. Put the fries in the bag, bro.
Did you say Gravenberch is clear?
Yes, that's it, man. I saw RSM's in the chat now. He's here for the Caicedo glazing, so we got to do the opposite. But listen, he's doing great, man. At the end of the day, but you do have to slightly question. I always say, man, you gotta have to look at it with one eye open with a lot of this stuff, which is that Caicedo is doing so much work for us, right? In terms of like the blocking, all of this stuff, partially because of the high line we play, and then it's also partially because of the fact that who is this? Oh, here we go. Here we go, man.
Listen, these are amateur numbers.
No, this is disgusting, man. I saw people on Twitter saying this guy was a good finisher. A good goal. He could score goals.
He had a good goal. He's usually not
a good goal. Look at this.
Yeah, he's usually not that high up.
0.07. He's nasty.
He is essentially what Caicedo and Lavia do. They stay in their 6 role pretty much. But yeah.
Winter Surfer, man. Put the fries in the bag, bro, man. Why are you here, Winter Surfer, mate? We don't need you here, bro. You know what I mean? It's midnight. Good sleep.
I will say this though, like where I'd personally be like looking at it with one eye open.
89.1.
In the graphics against Aston Villa with Lavia and Fofana.
Yeah.
I do remember Adam saying that they were like getting an abnormal amount of defensive actions in for a game where we had so much possession. I want to know why we were giving away the ball so much in that game. The fact that
That's a good point. Good point, man.
If we just keep the ball more, then you don't have to do this. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah. I mean, it's hold on. Let me regather myself. There we go.
I think that has to be looked into because even on our best day, we will give the ball away stupidly in some random moment.
That is a good point.
Here, let me put the video back up. All right, cool. I'll go ahead and just keep playing it then. But this was as of Aston Villa. It's pretty good numbers, but they've long been updated since. So.
And they miss Lavia 4. But the difference now is that when Chelsea do their inversion and they get that stable base, that's now usually Gusto and Caicedo, which is far less sort of stable and secure as Lavia and Caicedo. Basically, they still have got a little bit of it in him, but he can't do it all.
Especially
and also,
this
this
is
is maybe a slightly basic point to make. Like, Lavia is just shy of 6 foot, which is a really important sort of thing to have in front of your defence if a team tries to go long over your press. Like, Gusto and Caicedo just aren't going to compete for those. And if your two defensive midfielders aren't going to compete in the air, that puts more pressure on your centre-backs to then get out and try and do that for them. So you can see...
You know what? That's actually a good point. I just realized that. Lavia actually does challenge for headers quite a bit from the opposition side. And I know Caicedo does to an extent, but Enzo definitely doesn't do it. And we've seen, like, bro, the stupidest goals we've been conceding lately from the defense is from the defense just letting the ball bounce instead of, challenging it in the air. So that's actually a good point. I never actually deeped it that much. Lavia did a lot for us, bro. God damn.
But then again, this is where it comes back to again. Leslie Nation.
Yeah, Leslie's tall. He would challenge for a lot.
For me, like, a lot of the problems that we have, unironically, are kind of solved by the guy we let go to Southampton. We play a high line. Can stop the passing interference. Is a known guy that is positionally aware and understands where the passing lanes are. Number 2, tall player, can probably would have been the guy that's got the aerial physicality for us. Always able to get the first time ball and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Then you can play Enzo Caicedo a bit more. Caicedo can play a bit more as a box to box 8. And then what's it called? Yeah. Then you got Enzo in the other position doing his thing.
Oh.
Right, this is the thing that I try to be. You know what I mean? That's the big thing again. I don't want to glaze myself up too much, but I saw this before everyone else, but I didn't speak too much. What do you mean by that?
Glazing yourself up is kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie.
And you know what's funny? They brought in KDH after they let Leslie go. Deep that chat.
Yeah. No. Yeah. No. Yeah.
You know what it is, Surfer, man?
You
know what it is, man, Surfer? I hope Kukurea gets evicted this summer too, mate. You know what I mean? I hope a €90 million bid comes in for Kukurea, and then we can just move on in peace from this Kukurea glazing out of my football club, man. I thought they'd bring in a real fullback.
All right, let's continue the video.
Small things in one place, but they end up being big things in another. So, yeah, I guess the main point I'm trying to make is if you were wondering why Chelsea looked so much better this season than they did last season, it was because they'd added that physicality to their technical game, and that was allowing them to dominate. And the way they'd done that...
Oh, that's me!
And Lavia, who missed pretty much all of last...
What do you mean that's you?
What?
I think that's me, yeah. Because I was at the Villa game. I was at the Forest game. I think I was behind him. Africa... Oh my god, no, because I saw the guy that was next to me there. That guy was next to me. See the guy that's behind Wood? I was literally behind him. Fucking hell. And he couldn't see me, see? I was going to say something crazy again. I had to chillax, man, on that one again.
Is this one? Is this you?
Maybe, because I was wearing a white shirt on that day with like flowers on it. So yeah. You know my flowery shirt that I wear?
Technical game.
I don't keep track of your shirts.
No, I'm just saying. I usually wear it sometimes. It's okay, bro.
Maybe,
Listen,
maybe I remember. Is that the one that you have on your thumbnails?
No. That one's like a plain pink one. I only wear that one for good occasions. That's not even me being a troll. I was at this game.
No, I'm just asking. Do you have one for good luck?
No, I'm talking to Will. I'm talking to Will. I was actually talking to her. I was like, no, Will, I actually went to this game. That's why. Wait a minute. I met Will at this game. What's wrong with Will, bro? Me and him went to this game to go. Yeah, you fraud. See, now he's realized. You know, I don't glaze myself, man. That's crazy. You know what I mean? That's
You don't.
You literally just did.
You know, I do not, you know, do self masturbation. But let's continue the video.
Oh my days. Let's continue the video. I agree.
And that was allowing them to dominate. And the way they'd done that was that Fofana and Lavia, who missed pretty much all of last season with injuries, they were now settled in the side. They gave them that thing they didn't have last year. And lo and behold, you take them both out with injuries this season, and Chelsea kind of revert back to that sort of good in patches, but largely quite sort of weak and easy to push around team.
Hold on.
Bro, are you good, bro?
It's too, bro. Wait.
I mean, I'm...
Say that. You won that debate.
Guys, were we really harsh on Poch? Did he need Lavia and Wesley Fofana to have been more successful last season?
Didn't Lavia just get
No,
back?
because he had Ugachukwu.
Well,
Oh yeah, he injured.
but even with Lavia, didn't he like rush Lavia straight back into the game, and he got injured the same game like when he returned?
Yeah, Lavia barely trained.
Yeah, so I'm gonna put that one on Poch. Like he didn't manage him well enough. Like in my opinion, that one. So
Again, I think of Poch, yeah. I know Scott's just gonna say fuck Poch here, but you know there needs to be, you know, I always say, yeah, there needs to be a little bit of nuance of Poch in the sense that I think tactically he didn't suit the team that we bring him to, right? He just did not suit the team.
Basically today, anyway.
Sorry, mate.
It's still basically the same team. We only
exactly right. So yeah, exactly. So like, that's the point I'm trying to make. Like he didn't suit the players that we had for him, but from a management perspective, he was a great manager.
America, you know.
You know what I mean? Yeah. Well, fair enough, Chris. But that's why. Again, that's my nuance. I always say that's the best.
Pissed off.
Don't worry, man. We'll wait for him. We can say that again. When he say it. But again, that's just me being, you know, fair to Poch. You know what I mean? Not being a dickhead. But that's just the problem with Poch, innit? You know, he wasn't the guy.
Well, of course not. Like, it is all over the place defensively. Attacking wise, yeah, we're definitely better. I mean, I think Cole Palmer carried that a bit more, and Pochettino, in all fairness, because Cole Palmer was on another level.
No. I'm sorry to say this, Will. Nothing will listen. I promise you, I will take this guy to The Hague for his crimes against football. What he gave me, that season, Antonio Conte's second season at Chelsea is genuinely
still better than last season.
It's not better than last season, bro. It's not better than last season.
Didn't we get top?
Genuinely, I couldn't give a shit, bro. It was not better than last season. Listen, Conte's second season was genuinely terrorism on a level that we've not seen before.
Yeah, it was definitely terrorism, but
no, he was, and the thing was, he was doing it on purpose because they weren't giving him his players. So he said, "Fuck it, we're gonna play so bad and defensively that it's gonna make people, it's gonna make people.
I mean, William
it's gonna make you cry blood." That's how. I almost lost my joy for the sport watching that second season of Conte, bro.
I can argue it was better though, because we qualified for a higher level European competition and we won a trophy.
Listen, I don't care about the results, bro. I care about what I saw that season, and what I saw that season was, war crime worthy. It was war crime worthy. You know what I mean?
Damn.
It was war crime worthy. I refuse it. One day, if I ever meet Conte in real life, I'm gonna tell him, bro, face to face. You committed war crimes at Chelsea Football Club, bro. In the second season.
That's fair. I'm not arguing.
Please record yourself doing that if you do see him, please.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you
and call him a bald fraud at the same time.
Yeah.
I can't call him a bald fraud. I'll just call him a turkey merchant. But hey, we move. No, but the point I was making, obviously before you left, Marshall, the point I was making is that again, you've had my opinion on Poch before. Like at least my more nuanced opinion than it was this time 2 years ago in December, push out, push out, push out. You know what I mean? That's I was just crashing out on him every single day. But like, as a manager, Poch was definitely a good manager for us, right? In the sense that the players clearly evolved, the players loved him, right, and everything like that. From a management perspective, yes, he was. That's undeniable, bro. The players respected him. The players loved him. Yeah. So from a listen, you saw the way
most of them,
the vast
Levi
majority,
did not like him.
Listen, well, Blacksberry Levi is still playing shit for Maresca as well. So it is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Let's go. You know what I mean? But like the point I'm trying to make is that at the end of the day, right, the first season, right, under every single manager, they all were kind of happy with him at the end of the day, right? They weren't happy that he left at the end of the day. But from a management perspective, we can't hate on him on that aspect. But what we can hate on him on, yeah, was that tactically he did not suit our team.
Mm-hmm.
That's simple. Like that's really easy to say. He did not suit our team tactically, and that caused what caused us the vast majority of our problems.
Yeah, I'm just kind of trying to give the benefit of the doubt a little bit because I'm seeing, you know, based on what Adam is saying right here, it seems like a big factor to our downfall, and I think most of us believed it to an extent. I mean, I think I myself can attest to this. I did say that. I think the beginning of our bad run of form started when we lost Fofana. But another big factor was this guy. Yo, mute your mic.
What the hell's going on, bro?
I just hear everything, dude.
Really? Is it that loud?
Yeah, I was looking down.
Don't turn down the mic. The mic is great because you like to talk away from it every time, but just mute it when you're fucking pouring drinks. It sounds like someone taking a piss. So, I mean, the reason I was bringing it up though is because like Fofana now is another factor too, right? Like not Fofana, I mean Lavia. Lavia is another factor too. That I mean, we were doing okay without Lavia, but having Lavia and Fofana not in the team, we do look our best when we have Lavia in a team. Let's just be real. And I don't know. Maybe that's a reason. I know tactically, Poch was absolute suicide, but
a lot of people were complaining though, Marshall, though, like when we had both Lavia and Caicedo playing, and you're one of them, if I'm not mistaken, no?
Yeah, I no.
Yes, you are one of them.
Well, no,
That's right, bro.
Caicedo on top, bro. Clear Gravenberch.
Oh my god. He brought this fraud in here, man. This is the problem, man. This is the problem of the sport, man. You know what I mean? Caicedo glazing 2025. Let it go, uncle.
Yeah, no. What I was trying to what I said back then was that I almost prefer Lavia to play in a double pivot rather than be a right back that inverts into the midfield.
Ooh.
And at the time I said it kind of tongue in cheek because I was like, I'm kind of curious to see like, let's see how this goes for a few more games. And then it took that one game where we lost, where he was doing that inverting role. And then I was like, okay, I think we kind of see some of the deficiencies of him having to do the inverting part of it. But I still think like overall, like I take that now with Lavia in the team than what's going on right now. Because regardless, when the three are on the pitch, I think they're still good.
My thing is, I was watching a bit of what you guys were saying. And I think Ahmed is making a good point before he saw my name in the chat. I do think that Caicedo is being hindered. I think as good as his defensive stats are this season, the fact that he has to constantly basically hold the hand of the entire backline and basically shield them by himself is taking away from the forward passing that he had early in the season. I mean, look early in the season, even for example, look at the Liverpool game. Look at the Liverpool game. He quickly found Jackson on the run and threaded the needle perfectly to Jackson. Jackson didn't even touch the ball. He just hit it. Because that's how perfect he threaded it into his run. We've seen Caicedo in games try to find solutions. When he has time outside the box, he throws a ball in over the top to somebody running into the box. We've seen that been dangerous. I think Caicedo has the ability to. I just think we don't see it because what the team is asking for, Maresca is asking is, you need to shield this backline. You need to be the one to put out fires. If somebody's running, I need you to tackle. I need you to get there. I need you to do this. And that's hindering his attack going forward. His ability to find the switches, to find the passes. I just don't know what the solution to that is. I think right now, because of our defense, like again, there's so many issues throughout the squad that it's a bit difficult to pinpoint to one reason. Because again, like if for Caicedo to be able to do that, we just need better defenders. Like that's what it is. There is no system that is going to system change that is going to help that. Like we just need a better keeper. We need more competent center backs that aren't passing to opposing teams. Otherwise, we're always going to be inviting pressure onto Caicedo and basically forcing him to just stay behind and help the back line.
Yeah, and I think to an extent that also pertains to Lavia, right? Because I do remember very, very much seeing Lavia have a lot of forward passing ability, so on and so forth in the preseason, and we've just not really seen that in this season at all, really. And maybe it's because, like what you're saying, he's being deputized to do the role of listen, our defenders are cheek, other than Fofana. Bro, we need you to kind of like watch your back kind of thing. Don't worry about the passing. Let Enzo and Caicedo do that. You kind of just chill here and, defend these motherfuckers. But let me Curry, if you're listeting, you can come on the stream right now. But yeah, let's go ahead and
we would rather not, but it is what it is.
We need work rate. We need work rate on the pitch right now. You guys are getting leggy. You're getting leggy.
We need somebody.
I'm never leggy. You see me, man. You see me, man. I'm the engine that never stops.
I'm gonna do the full 90, man.
I was about to give him a compliment, bro. Let me get some subs in. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, it's getting.
Can I get my compliment? Can I get my compliment then? What's my compliment?
No, because it's too much of a compliment.
See, casually what? Let me not push back. Okay.
That seems to make sense to me. And I will say as well, if you're just sort of struggling to get your head around why Fofana and Lavia's absences could make life so much harder for Colwill and Fernandez, right? Imagine that the other way round, right? Where the two technical players in those partnerships, they were both gone, and now Fofana and Lavia, against their games, had to carry the ball more, had to pass the ball more, had to make things happen. Imagine how much they would struggle to do that. Works both ways. Now,
that's actually kind of true. I can't, for the life of me, I cannot see Lavia doing the role that Enzo does in this team. Like he can intercept, he can take away the pass from you, but can he give you those creative passes? Can he give you the attacking prowess? Can he shoot?
But you know
outside the box?
Santos Nation, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He might snatch his chain next season.
For me, I always say it needs to be. I think it's gonna be a mixture of both. In my eyes, I think from an attacking and defensive perspective, in terms of like shooting. What's it called? Even assisting at times, right? In terms of like, but not the Enzo type assist, if that makes sense, right? But like the short passing assist, finding his man, that sort of thing. Then and also he's not a cone either in defense either, right? He can actually defend really well, like we've seen that before, right? So I think from an overall, a good player. Right? Like you see, he's like what I like to call A everywhere around the pitch, right? Right?
I agree.
Right? That's what he is basically, right? Whereas Enzo Fernandez, right? He's a specialist. You know what I mean? If that makes, he's a specialist type player. And that kind of benefits us a lot more, right? Because less pressure on a guy like a Caicedo in terms of the defense, because you're not having to worry about having to be a one-man band. Essentially, so that's why for me, I think those two as a combination is going to be a lot more better in terms of overall wise. Even though yes, you may be a little bit less creative, but in terms of the other stuff that's been added, I think that far more elevates the team.
But with this argument, in terms of like Fofana, for example, like is Fofana so much more physical and so much more aggressive when it comes to the defensive side of things that we just don't have anyone that can do that kind of shift?
To be fair, To be fair, I hate to use Brick Nation here. Brick Nation, when he's only a box defender, again, keyword, when he only plays as a box guy, like we saw this again last season when Poch just made him play in the box, don't be a right back and stuff like that. He will do that for you, unironically. The problem is, right, we don't have a guy that's going to be able to play out the back and that can do that job at the same time.
I was about to say,
right?
That's the issue.
That's the issue you've got, basically. So, the thing with Cole is, you've seen at times, Cole can get bullied quite easily at times, right? And he also gets rattled quite easily too, which does not help us either, because he's here as well, right? So the thing is, again, this is where, again, the experience points come in, right? Where you need a guy that's got a bit more of experience, has leveled up a little bit, you know, and that can do that thing. That's why, you know, I know Surfer likes him or not. I don't really mind him. Like a guy like a Gurhi might actually be a bit more of a suitable option, right? Because you look at Gurhi, he's got the age, he's got a little bit more of the wisdom, can play out of the back as well. That's a guy that I'm like, it's not, listen, he may not be my cup of tea, but he can do that job effectively, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, I think that makes sense. Yeah, for
I mean,
sure.
earlier, I don't know if you guys remember. Again, I mean, a lot of people don't remember. Let's be honest. Chelsea fans have short-term memory loss. We used to yell at bro.
Casually FC, and you should
exactly,
like and
man.
subscribe. Yeah,
we actually have long-term memory. We used to get pissed and yell at Fofana earlier in the season because there would be times when he would rashly go for the ball. You know, and then he would give up fouls outside the box.
Yeah.
But conversely, there were times when that helped us. Like he would be rash. He would, he has the pace to be able to, basically go from inside the box to quickly pressure somebody who's trying to cut in and pass or cut in and shoot. We lost him. That aspect of our defense was gone. Nobody's able to do that. Nobody has the pace at all.
Again, using a bit more of our long-term memory, Marshall, you know this too. Do you remember one of the things that I said about last season that really annoyed about centre backs? That they were too shy. A lot of our centre backs here, I like to call them, they're the clean-up guys. You know what I mean? They're not the aggressive types that step out and, go to their man and then get the ball off them.
Get in your face, yeah.
Get in your face, get the ball off them, right? They're more so the guys that are, they wait for that guy to do their job. If that fails, they're the clean-up crew. The sweepers, basically, right?
They're all positional CBs. Nobody wants to go one-on-one with the person.
Yeah. Exactly, right? So then, like, because of that lack of aggression that we got at times, right? You see, like, Cole at times has now having to essentially like overcompensate, right? Because like you see now, he's become way more aggressive, right? Since Fofana's left, partially because Fofana's left, you need someone to compensate for you. Losing that, because Tosin, I don't really see him as more aggressive. He seems to be a bit more of a calmer guy, if that makes sense, like, in terms of the way he plays.
But sorry, sorry, my mic wasn't working. So I agree with the first point with regards to Santos, and the center back I disagree with. So with regards to what the throat goat was saying, I would say,
yo, calling another man a throat goat, it's a big pause.
Hey, you're the one
big pause. Big pause.
You're the one
that is. I did not make no noise. That is a big pause moment.
Wait,
that is a big pause moment.
Before you continue, CP, because I do want
sure,
CP. I wanted to ask you in tandem with, because I wanted to get your opinion on this.
Yeah.
We're talking about Fofana and his aggressiveness and how he's super.
No, I'm gonna address both of them. So I was saying.
But hold on, Anselmino. Would you say he's a profile like that he's aggressive?
Yes, to that point, but I wouldn't. I don't watch him. I don't watch that league, like the Argentinian league. So I have nothing to say with regards to that. I'm saying someone who's similar to that in terms of aggression and can cover white spaces is Josh Achapong. He's literally played center back right now for under 19s England today.
Oh, he's cooking.
And he got he made 2 runs that are like Rudiger-esque. One of them actually was a run that got him an assist for that game, right? So he makes those kind of runs. And like he said, he's played right back for us. He can play right center back. So I think if you're talking about aggressive play style that's good on the ball, because he plays right back as well, so he has to be decent on the ball, can cover those wide spaces, is basically Josh Achapong for me right now in the team. So when Ahmed was saying Disasi, that's why I disagreed, because Josh gives me the physicality, he gives me the height, and he gives me the pace, right? And he's better on the ball than Disasi for me.
Oh, so no, I agree with you, CP. I was just using the example of someone that we had, but that he was only, the problem with Disasi was
he's limited.
He's extremely limited.
That's why I was disagreeing. That's why I was disagreeing when you said we had a person like this. Well, you the way you made it sound like he was the only other person.
No. I was talking about him because I criticized him later. I said he was a box presence only, but then the moment you asked him then to play out at the back, to play that right back, we asked him to, bro. Finito. He's finito. Right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So
that's why I think Josh is an option, especially because he re-signed with us, and that's why we've been seeing him play more, right? Yep. With regards to Santos, yes and no. So I agree with the points defensively. He's great in the air. Honestly, he scores headers, like, even though he's like 5'11" and 6 foot, like barely 6 foot. Shots, amazing, anything. So here's the thing. I would play him in the quote unquote big games, right? Because you need that defensive presence. He gives you more physicality. But if we're playing the lower level teams and we just want to bop a team off the park, like the bottom 10, I would still play Enzo Fernandez, right? Because the game is going to be more expansive. You're going to have more passing options. So that's where you can have your Enzo crossfield passes, those pre-pause penetrative passes that go to your wingers, right? Right. So those are the ones where you have the space, right? That's why also I think Enzo might do better in Europe in some of the games, obviously, if you're playing a Real Madrid Santos straight away. But I'm saying depending on the team, right? So that's why I think next year is going to be great in terms of our dynamic, right? If you're playing an Arsenal, your Newcastle's, definitely play Enzo. Like I mean not Enzo, sorry, definitely play Santos. Right? Like definitely play him. But if you're playing your Brightons even, I would say, and some other teams that are not as physical too and all that, then I would play Enzo.
I agree.
That's why I think it's going to be great for us next year. But that's why I said he's to me the closest thing we've had since having an SEN regen.
Oh wow. Yeah,
they're similar in height.
I can see it though.
They score banger long shots. They're good aerially. They can put a pass. I'm not saying he's ever going to be as good as SEN, but I'm saying just the type of play he has.
Question. I've got a question. Yeah. And it's not. I think like the Santos take. I don't really mind the Santos take. It is where it's. 2 seconds. For me, my worry right now is that Josh. Whenever I've seen him play, he seems like a good player. I don't think anyone here would disagree with that. The real question is that you got to ask yourself, CP: is Maresca going to trust him to be played in the TB role? If that makes sense, bro.
Don't know that yet. I think it depends on next year because we're having that Sar kid come in he's been doing pretty well from what I asked Strasbourg Steve. That 17-year-old we're getting or 18-year-old from Strasbourg.
Yeah.
Right. So he was probably going to be I feel like our 5th choice center back, or I don't know, right? Because we're still looking for Mark Gahey, and we're assuming Colwell and Fofana are staying, right? And then let's say we get a Gahey or whatever, Hoyson or whatever. So that's one. So that's 4 center backs. So either Josh might be a 5th choice option, or I think he's just going to be 3rd choice right back for us next season. I think more so that's what it's going to be, right? Where you have that, because everything, like I was saying in the chat, depends on Reece James's health. You know how we were talking about the whole inverting thing for Reece James? So I think next year, you know how Scott was saying we're going to have either 6 midfielders, right, in terms of Reece James being a midfielder, or 3 right backs, right? What I'm saying is it depends on who's more healthy next season in terms of Reece James and Lavia, right? If Reece James is more healthy than Lavia, then you could think of him as the other midfielder for the season after, right? Because I'm sorry, if Lavia is not healthy next season, sell him. That's going to be 3 seasons by next season where he's not healthy enough, right? So I don't care about what talent. You haven't produced any. At least with Reece James, we've seen seasons he's healthy for us, and
he got a UCL. That's what. Right. And I said, by the way, I said this. I don't know if I said this on Casually, but I said what saved Reece James as well is the fact that we got Gusto in. If we didn't have Gusto and we felt the loss of Reece James that much, there would have been a lot more conversations.
And now we have Josh coming in too, so that puts even less weight on him. If we knock on wood, get
Reece James, man.
Like knock on wood, we get Champions League or at lowest Europa League because we're going to win the Conference League, right? So either way, it's good cover in terms of that sense. So I think Josh is going to be seen as a 3rd choice right back because we are going to be playing more games. Hopefully, we're going to be playing better teams in at least lower level Europa or high level Champions League, and you have more matches in the Champions League compared to when we used to be there, right? And on top of that, we're playing the Club World Cup, and no one's having an off season. Basically, we're having an off season of 2 weeks. So our players are already injury prone. So I'd rather have more depth than less depth. I'll be honest with you. When people are complaining about, especially in the defensive area and the midfield, where Lavia's injury prone, KDH is shit anyway, so I don't care. I rather take the burden off Caicedo in terms of he's not injury prone, but I'm saying I want less burden, so there's no point of him getting injured. So when people are complaining about all these midfielders are buying, yeah, I'm fine with it if they're our 4th, 5th choice, right? Because in front of them we have an Enzo, we have a Santos, we have these type of players, so I'm fine with that. The more cover, the better. I'll be honest with you when it comes to our defenders and midfielders, just because of how injury prone they're.
Agreed. Yeah. Agreed.
Right. So it depends on that. I think defensive, like midfield wise, I'll be honest. If I'm gonna whatever. We're gonna have no one's bought anything. We're gonna probably have the best midfield depth. I'm gonna say this in the league next season if we get Santos. Just by having Santos, just by having Santos alone, we're gonna have the best in terms of depth. Not starting 11. I'm saying depth.
I would even say starting 11, to be honest.
No, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that because
they haven't proven it. You have to prove it.
And the second Rodri joins Rodri joins Man City, and they're gonna Man City has Foden in there, and he's probably not gonna have he's picking up goals now recently, and they're gonna buy someone else. I'm sorry, when you have a Ballon d'Or winner, even though I love Caicedo, he's not there yet. So.
Well, I think Caicedo could get there. He just hasn't had the time to prove it, bro.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. For next season, you can't say already that Chelsea will have the surefire best midfield starting 11 because Rodri still exists.
Yeah,
I hear it. But I think we'll have the best depth because Santos is way better than fucking Nico Gonzalez. I've seen some of him before he joined Man City. He's not special. I'll be honest with you. So. Yeah, but our attack we need to invest heavily on. Like I'm saying both wings and a striker and a 10.
I don't disagree with that for sure. Let's continue the video.
Technically, that's me wrap this all up in record time and get myself home and paint all my Warhammer 40,000 miniatures. But that only explains why their form has dropped off in recent weeks. Not why they've just gone to Brighton twice and their only real shot on target was this from Parma, which Goalkeepers Union here is not a shot on target. So the question we really need to answer here is not why has it suddenly gone bad, it's why has it gone from bad to much, much worse. Because even if you have lost the physical core of your side, you're no longer able to dominate games the way you were, you should still be able to create something. But just, oh God, I hope you're sitting down, have a look at the absolute state of this. And I mean, really take that in. Let the absolute pungent stench of it get into your clothes. So I'll try and explain, right? So Chelsea, without Fofana and without Lavia, obviously, but also without Jackson and without Madueke, because he'd just come off, had set up like this. Basically, Fernandez had gone up to there alongside Palmer, although he was inverting with Nkunku, so there was sort of a 10, sort of a false 9 thing going on. Gusto had come into the middle with Caicedo. The back three were as follows, and the width was coming from Neto and Sancho. But first point of order, what fucking width? Like, Brighton have gone to a back five and you could shade every single one of those defenders with one umbrella, and yet Chelsea have zero interest whatsoever in all this space here and all this space here. And I know what you're thinking.
No, I didn't really deep that before. It's actually pretty true. Why is that?
Championship manager.
His brother.
You know what, Owen? I'm really glad you're like your idol in WWE, man. You are the heel that this Chelsea community that we know of needed. I'll be honest with you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate
Listen,
it.
man. I love it. I love to be hated, man. But no, man. But if you just look at this, yeah, this is something that we talked about, bro. There's no one that's like in between the lines there, bro. Can we just get one guy that's there?
I remember Caicedo. No, I remember Caicedo. Like I think 3 people made a run, and Caicedo played the ball over the top, and then we almost got like almost a shot on target, and then everybody just kind of like stopped doing it, and I'm like, why? Why did we stop doing it?
It's not, but like in this situation, there has to be someone between Baleba and someone else here, just to be able to like create space, like because then like they at least like Baleba and them are more hesitant to like the pass being hit there. Or like you at least create like a thick dummy pass there, and then that just allows one of Nkunku or Enzo to get the ball. In fact, I don't even know why Enzo's on the wing there. Why is he on the wing?
Well, it's because Sancho's next to him, but
no, but Cucurella is right there, right? Sancho's obviously going to probably be somewhere better, but I'm just like in this aspect, I need Enzo somewhere here, like you know where the center circle is, just on the left side of the center circle. Yeah, that's where he should actually be because. Right, because he needs to be in that pocket. Because that's the problem, bro. We don't have anyone in any of these pockets. The middle center circle between Baleba and the other player there. or that little space that I'm just mentioning now because the player makes the one, you hit Kukurea or you hit Enzo in that pocket, and then you essentially either got space to shoot or space to pass there, because then you get someone to catch.
You know how I put it more to? I put this more into Nkunku, the guy who's supposed to be better in the pocket, the guy who's supposed to be the false nine, right?
Actually, that's a
in
good
this
point.
thing is supposed to be. He's right there too, and he's closer to the center circle. He should be. He takes 2-3 steps and he's there, like a less walking distance, and man's not even showing.
Not wrong, bro. He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
He's not. That's the point, isn't it? Yeah,
right? Like man just wants to hold the other guy's hand. Is he showing where his balloons? Is he showing his shin pad? Hey, this is where my kids' balloons are, dude. Yeah,
I saw a tweet that it was a funny tweet, but it was like, the thing that kills me about Nkunku is I know that he got that balloon tucked away in his sock.
I fucking man.
Shout out Nkunku, man. He's a real one still. He's a real one.
You know what, dude? RSM at this point, it fits perfectly. He plays like a clown, so he has the balloons of a clown, like this fraud, man. Anyways,
Nkunku's got balloons tucked away like it's contraband.
Yeah. Anyways, so no, I'm saying Nkunku should be coming into the pocket. We already know, Jadon Sancho's allergic to anything unless it's combination play. So if there's if Cucurella's not holding Sancho's hand, then what is he gonna do? You know what I'm saying?
But to what Adam is saying here, don't you guys think it's partially kind of a problem that you guys can't see my mouse? What the hell? Don't you think it's kind of a problem that, like, look at all this space and Neto has no one near him to mark him at all?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like this is kind of like why I liked Nani. When we started this game, Nani was actually threatening, but one thing Nani does is he does stay wide. He does stay wide, and he is like, he does act like a winger. And then
to answer the question though, why does it, in this aspect, what would Neto wide be doing for you? Genuine question.
It gives you a lot of space.
Because right now you got 4 players already, right, that are already plugged into the middle, right? Now you could probably say Neto maybe be in the corner, maybe being a bit wide, maybe provides the opportunity of a cross, but you already got Sancho on that corner. And Tosis not even looking at him.
This is my mindset, right? This is my mindset before I let you guys go. And I'm just gonna go upstairs real quick. But if in this situation, this is what I'm thinking of it. If Neto is wider, one, that unlocks the pass for Caicedo, because we've seen this type of pass like to the wide areas from this area, right? It's we've seen it before. It then opens up this space more for a runner to make a run in between, and then there's less likely for a defender to interject or intercept that pass. So it forces Lamptey to go a little wider and makes this space as less compact. So it gives the likes of Palmer, the likes of who is this? Is this Gusto? I can't tell who this is.
Gusto.
It gives Gusto a space to run into, versus right now where it's like it's all covered by the center back and Lamptey and the defenders. But then, that's what I'm guessing.
No, but so like just before you leave, could you not make the same equal argument? The moment I get Caicedo to switch it over there, that's what he does anyway. Right, and to Sancho, and plus that also frees up for you Palmer, Gusto, and Neto to be the back post guy if the cross is done correctly too.
Yeah. And everyone would be shifting by
that's why, because essentially, listen,
should be free technically.
Exactly. Like there has to be one that's technically wide, right? If that makes sense, yeah. Because to give the pass, then one has to come in a bit more deeper in terms of actually getting into the box to make that back post run, essentially. Because that's what, remember, Kukurea does that effectively for us whenever we used to have Madueke over there, because Madueke would be the one that would be out wide, hit the cross in. Sancho would sometimes come in close to you, but you'd also have Kukurea that will be in the vertical doing that for you as well. Right, so essentially, that's the thing, and I think also the point about in Clunky, in Nkunku, whatever you want to call him, right, is another good point of like him not being in the pocket too.
You called him what?
Prime, man. Prime.
That's not Prime. Remember the thing I was telling you about Ahmed before? That's what it was.
Wait, so you told Ahmed to call him that?
No, I didn't. Let's continue the video a little more, and then I'll go get what I gotta get upstairs.
And you could shade
Marshall's
every single one of those
the leaks.
defenders with one umbrella, and yet Chelsea have zero interest whatsoever in all this space here and all this space here. And I know what you're thinking, because I thought the same thing, right? It's just the camera angle. One of them will be out here somewhere, and they've just been cut off, because that's Fernandez. There must be a wide player out to his left, and nah. Nah, sorry, that is genuinely every single... You can count them. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This one's Sancho. This one's Neto. That is...
Oh my God. Sancho's there. Oh my God.
That's kind of crazy.
Oh, your Ahmed's face.
That's kind of crazy.
Sancho's a clown, man. This guy Sancho's a clown.
So hold on.
I'll be right back.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I know I'm late.
That's actually crazy. I never noticed that.
What did I tell you?
That's actually egregious. That's actually egregious.
What did I tell you? What did I tell you, bro?
So the edge of the box from right to left, right? So that's Neto.
Yeah.
The guy on the left is Gusto. So
not recognizing our players.
So your fullback is playing as like a striker. You have Palmer.
Oh, Prime doesn't know this. Oh, just quickly, Prime, before you continue, bro. So, like, we watched the previous video, and one of the things we ascertained was that essentially one of the things that Maresca likes to do is that he likes to get his 10 essentially to kind of come deep at times, and that allows the open space for the right back to invert into. That's why
Ahmed,
yeah.
Ahmed, did you not notice that at the beginning of the season?
No, I noticed that. No, I noticed that.
He's saying the video is showing that. He's saying the video.
I know the video is showing that. But like that was noticeable when Palmer was playing as a DM and Gusto was hitting shots as our 10 early in the season. I've noticed that.
No, I agree.
So, and the guy on the left, is Enzo, right?
Enzinho, yep. Nkunku
the
and
problem
Palmer.
is your two wingers are both on the same side of the pitch. No one's out wide. Your two wide.
That Brian game really was a clown show, bro.
Where is Sancho, by the way? Where is Sancho?
Your two.
Sancho's right beside Neto. Sancho, he's saying that's what the video said.
Is he next to Mitoma? Is that him?
Yes.
No way, bro.
Your two widest players are Neto and Enzo, and they're both like not even on the edge of the box. They're closer to each other than the width of the box.
Wow.
You have your Cucurella
is clown show hours, bro.
You literally have no way. Marshall's right. If Neto was wider, then that has to draw the fullback or maybe a Mitoma to have to go follow Enzo or follow Neto, which would then give Sancho, I guess, that space. But then again, Sancho shouldn't be on. Who was playing left? Because Neto was our striker.
No, it was no. This wasn't. So Sancho was the left winger. That's what we thought before this video pointed it out that's Sancho. We thought Sancho was off the frame.
Who was our striker?
Nkunku was.
Okay. So the only person there in that frame who's in the right position is like Neto.
Yes. Because we know the thing was Prime. I didn't know that was Sancho that was next to Mitoma.
Yeah, we all thought he was off camera.
Yeah, because we were saying like my argument was like I think Sancho's not. Surely not, you know what I mean? Sancho was not.
There's no do that, you know what I'm saying?
Like,
no, is that though?
That's just packs of because Marshall's right. If Neto's tucked is wider, say like maybe at the touchline or near the touchline, then Caicedo can play a ball and you're stretching the pitch. We don't stretch the pitch.
Exactly. Yes.
No, we don't.
That is a problem because one, you don't have fullbacks that can overlap to help stretch your pitch.
No.
And two, your wingers, who are supposed to have 1v1 situations, they don't stretch your pitch either. So we don't play with that, which then allows a team like Brighton, who don't even play a low block, to be able to sit and defend against us. Because we have no one that's gonna fucking hell.
Do you know what this come back to though? And big up to Lives for making this point, but this is something that we've said for a while now. Zero movement, bro. Our players' ability to not move, bro. You know what I mean? No one's coming short. No one's doing the actual job of going out wide, right? In terms of like Sancho or Neto in this case, right? That's the problem, right? It's a big problem for us because like I don't know what happened, you know, that's to stop our players moving. Genuinely.
They're all, bro. Everybody wait. It's crazy. Everybody waits for ball to feet. I don't understand why that happened, bro. Everybody waiting for ball to feet.
Because remember, this used to be like a criticism that we've had like under previous managers, where we used to be like, because I remember if you remember under Tuchel, one of the things that used to annoy is like, why is there no movement? Why is there no nothing? Right? Like this is like very similar to that in terms of like, why aren't we just moving?
But you know why Tuchel played Werner so much? Because at least Werner would want to run in behind.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
The players that, if you just look at, say, our attacking players in this picture, none of them want to run in behind because that's not their natural game. Sancho is a ball to feet. Palmer's a ball to feet. And Nkunku.
Oh, Neto, literally. Oh, Neto, the one. Yeah.
And Nkunku's shit. And Neto, like, yes, he can run in behind, but he's not a goal threat like a Jackson and Madueke. So that's why I keep saying, as much as people want to shit on Jackson and Madueke, they are 2/3 of our goal threat.
By the way, Marshall. Yeah, by the way, Marshall, I don't know if you was watching the video, but Scamtro is next to Mitoma.
Yeah.
Ooh, I mean, I know he's on the wrong side. Probably because, like, if we had to be honest, it's probably one of those movements where he came back, he dribbled past, laid it off to Caicedo, and continued his run to the other side.
He said dribbled past Decino.
Oh,
so Marshall's talking about dribble packages now as well.
Not packages.
You and these dribble packages, man.
The packages is kind of crazy. NBA watcher, man. You understand what I'm talking about, man.
Dribble package. Yo.
No hesitation, gang.
Madueke is a goal threat. Like, people call him selfish. People have been calling him selfish all season. But guess what? Out of all our wingers, he's probably the only one that...
They're respecting the British nation's take now. They're respecting me now. Respect me now for my take on Madueke now.
Listen, Jez, right? I'm not even saying Madueke is like the best. Just like I'm not saying Jackson is the best. But
they're more of a goal threat with the players.
It's just about their play style. It's just about their play style that we're talking about. Yeah.
So much more direct.
Our goal threat. Sancho just wants to recycle, which again, I don't necessarily have a problem per se with recycling. But with someone of your talent level, I need more like risk from you. I need more directness from you. You have like Palmer, who's just been like shit for like 2 months, basically.
Yeah.
And like Neto, who is playing as a 9, so I'm not even blaming Neto. I have no criticism of Neto these past few months.
Yeah, it's true.
I think Nkunku needs to be deported, man.
He needs to be what? That is genuinely outrageous. Outrageous, man.
We're calling ice on him and Sanchez.
You got to start calling you Reform Prime, man. Reform Prime, man.
Prime is hilarious, bro.
Reform Prime. Wait, Ahmed. I'm the same guy that said last year recruiting Sanchez. This is not new from me.
Listen, man. I'm just gonna have to call you Reform Prime, man. Reform Prime from now on.
So I just Googled something. So I found Fulham. There's something called the Smuggler's Way Household Waste and Recycling Center in Wandsworth. So if Sancho wants to go there for recycling, he can go there because this man can start working there after we either buy him and sell him off, or if we return him back to Manchester United.
Nah, Sancho's 24, 25. He can go union.
Yes, yeah, I guess, but he likes recycling a lot, so he can do that. He can do all the checkers he wants over there. Prime, as you've heard, like when we're in Mud Brothers, the amount of excuses Eli and everyone gives for these quote unquote ballers. I don't care, dude. I don't care if you're a baller and you don't give me GNA. You know why people like Ronaldinho? Because he was a baller and he got GNA and he created something. He created space. He created some. Sancho, I don't even want him to get me 50 GNA or whatever, something. Just create space. Create space for others, dude. I am asking the bare minimum of you. How is Tyreek George, an 18-year-old, giving me more than you are?
Because at least Tyreek George wants to. Wants to run though. Tyreek George wants to run at players.
And one last thing. What year? I'm just gonna Google this for a second. What year did João Felix win the Golden Boy?
I don't know, like 2017 or something, 2018.
Golden.
Dang, that was my first year.
So he won in 2019, and you know who was second place? And you know who was second place that same year?
No idea.
Jadon Sancho. So everyone who's part of that Golden 2019, I'm not touching that shit with a 10.
What was that top 5 list? You know the top 5 list?
Yeah, let's go.
Or even top 3.
Okay, I'm gonna go right now. 2019 Golden Boy list. Okay, okay, I don't care. Fucking transfer market, man. Fuck off. Wow. Oh, guess who was part of the nominees for Golden Boy during 2019? One of the 40 nominees was Benoit Badiashile.
Oh,
Damn.
what happens to the sport I love?
Respect, Badiashile. Respect, Badiashile.
What happened to the sport I love?
Respect, Benoit. The CTE didn't get tossed, man. The CTE didn't get tossed, man. Let's go.
It gets worse. It gets worse. The year that João Felix won the Golden Boy and Sancho was second, guess who was part of that class? Alphonso Davies, man.
Yeah, man. I knew. See, Alphonso. I knew he was Buki, man. I knew he was Buki, man.
Alphonso is a success. We're not doing that.
No. I'm saying he's a baller. I'm saying he should have been first, dude. Phil Foden was part of that. Foden was part of that same class that Jadon No-Show was part of, dude. Guess who was also part of that same class? Erling Haaland. You're telling me João Felix and Jadon Sancho were above Erling Haaland?
Felix, Sancho, Havertz. Oh, I was gonna actually ask, was Havertz on that list?
Okay, Havertz, no. So here's the list. So it's Felix first, Sancho second, Kai Havertz third.
Yeah, it's my boy Gary Lewis, man.
Those are your top three of 2019. Then fourth is Haaland. Then the fifth is De Ligt. Then Ansu Fati, who's injury prone.
Fat boy, man.
Then Foden. Then Foden.
Always hated a black brother.
Wait. It gets worse. Trust me. This list is so shit. Watch this. Okay, then after Foden is Donnarumma. Okay, which you could say went well. Zaniolo, who I hate with a passion of 1,000
Zaniolo.
Okay, Malen, the Borussia Dortmund Malen, who's in Aston Villa. Okay, 11th is Mason Mount. Guess who Mason Mount is? Wait. Now I'm gonna name you two names above after Mason Mount. Okay, you want to hear these two names?
Okay, so Mason Mount is above these people. Okay.
Okay. So
Money Mason, man.
Wait, let me say this. So 11th is Mason Mount. 12th is Rodrigo. 13th is Vinicius Junior.
We should have known.
Which game's going, guys?
Let me say this. 11.
We should have known the score was over, bro.
Wait,
let me say this again.
Hold on. What year was this?
2019.
So I'm naming you. 11th was Mason Mount. 12th was Rodrigo. 13th was Vinny. Okay. 14th was Keane, like Moises Keane. 15th was Lunin. Then 16th was like Jovanovic or whatever. 17th was Guendouzi, and then 18th was Alphonso Davies.
Yeah, but again, I'm not at that time. Mount was like first year at Chelsea. He did well at Derby the year before. There's a lot of hype about him as like a Chelsea wonder. I'm sorry. A man where he got a hype job from his performance at Derby. I agree with you.
I know you do. I'm saying their logic's stupid.
I know. I'm not defending. I'm just saying this is what that thing was. And you had Vini and Rodrigo at that time. Like, no, they weren't in City's academy. They were bought from Brazil. And you remember their first few years, they were ass.
Yeah,
they were cheeks.
But still, looking bad.
The year Benzema won that Champions League where Vinny balled out. You guys remember the year before that we played Real Madrid in the Champions League.
2022,
Vinny didn't do anything against us.
Yeah. Vinny was.
So guys, technically we've had the top three of the Golden Boy in our club. João Felix was first. Second is Sancho. Third is Kai Havertz.
This is why I've never trusted that Golden Boy list. You guys know there's this curse, right? Of whoever who wins the Golden Boy, they end up not having a good career.
Yeah.
Martial has won a Golden Boy, I think. He didn't do well.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Renato Sanchez didn't do well.
Renato Sanchez.
Remember that, man?
I forgot about him.
When he won in 2016.
Shout out to FIFA match. He's everyone's favorite FIFA, bro.
Yeah,
so big up to him.
He's great. But my God, dude.
That's crazy.
Did we ever have a Golden Boy at Chelsea?
Yeah.
No, we've never had.
Not João Felix, though.
No, actually. Yeah, João Felix. Yeah, we have him right now. We have three of the Golden Boys. We have João Felix, Sancho,
That's what he just said. Yeah.
We've had the top three in the 2019 list in our club. The top three.
Chelsea are done. Chelsea are
aren't you excited?
Wait. Was Palmer on the Golden Boy award? that just
No, he was too old. He was too old. He was too old.
He was too old.
You know what I mean?
Let's go ahead and continue the video.
Yeah, listen, man. I think Marshall's got the shits, so we need to keep seeing that.
No, he was nominated in 2022. He was nominated in 2022.
Say, bro, just unprompted.
Palmer was on the short list.
The Valentine left stream,
is
bro.
this true?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes, he did it. Yeah, he did.
I was making food. That's why.
Okay, to be fair though, he actually did. He actually did stuff at City. He actually did.
Yeah,
stuff at
he
City.
did stuff at City. You're right.
Marshall,
Yeah,
you
Chelsea,
know
that's
what?
what I did.
Marshall, you know what? Just say the word, and I have a clip of Almond that can embarrass him if you want. Just say the word.
Listen, you need to mind your business, Prime. You know what I mean?
Let's continue the video.
You know, it's a violation of my privacy that you keep on clipping me, bro, without my consent.
It's not.
But it is. Yeah, well, technically it is, man. You know what I mean? Listen, don't make me see you. Don't make me see you.
Y'all got no peace.
I got the big facts, man. I got the big facts around here, man. Don't make me see you, Prime, man. Don't make me see you.
Ooh, Clarence wants to see.
Listen, Clarence wants to see you. Listen, Clarence will see you.
Clarence, bro.
I will see you. Clarence can see, and so can the British nation.
Prime. This is proper Tory activity. You notice that? Proper Tory activity, man.
Listen, man. So shout out the Tories, man. Shout out the Tories. How about that?
Oh my God.
Let's continue the video.
Legitimately, what they were trying to do. And what's worse, somehow, right, is not the amorphous blob tactical shape they're in here, right? It's the body language of all of their attacking five. Just look at it. Every single one of these lads is on his heels and walking slowly back towards the ball. Chelsea are in Brighton's final third. The defence is really deep. The lad on the ball has time and space, and they're not doing anything. None of them are trying to pull a defender out into these areas here to create a bit of space. None of them are spinning in behind it where there's already a bit of room. None of them are even coming short with any real purpose. Like, I know, like, none of you are like centre forwards in the classic sense. That wouldn't necessarily be your game, but just one of you has to do something. Like, I am genuinely asking, what do you think the plan was supposed to be in that situation? Because what happens is eventually it goes out to Cucurella, who puts it in the box, and they get a sort of halfway decent chance out of it. But there is no way on earth in training they were like, right, look, lads, what we'll do is, in that situation, we'll get the ball out to the fullback, who will make a wrong-footed cross, and Nkunku, Palmer, and Gusto, one of you get a big head on it, eh? Like, quite aside from the fact it would be really funny if that's how Enzo Maresca talked, there's just nothing to pull or stretch or strain or disrupt this defence. They're just allowed to sit in this block, and lo and behold, Chelsea could not get through it for 90 minutes. And it was like this for the entire game. This is another example later on where Gusto just ends up having a shot from distance. And again, look at the body language. All on their heels, all walking towards the ball, all doing what they think they should individually be doing in that situation without anybody being like, oh, hang on, someone's got to run in behind, all.
I'm looking at this and I'm getting flashbacks of this game. Do you guys still hold that this is probably our worst game of the season?
No. Bournemouth was our worst game, genuinely. Even though, like,
Bournemouth, like the first, I mean, the second half was good, bro. There was nothing good about
No. I'm talking about the first ever, our home game against Bournemouth. Remember when we played this?
We won that one. We lost it.
Yeah, but listen, even though yes, we won it.
This is our second time we lost it. Yeah.
But like I'm talking about the performance, bro. From the performance, bro. That performance that we played against them.
No, I think this one was worse. I'm not gonna lie. I would agree, bro. It's close, but I think this one was just worse.
To be fair, Arsenal might be another one.
Fair,
Arsenal might be a contender to you. I'll be honest. Arsenal might be a contender. Nah. Well, you don't think we played bad against Arsenal?
No. I think we did play bad, but I think this Brighton game was just disgusting. I can't lie. This was like visceral, just trash.
I understand.
We lost 3-0.
That's what I'm saying.
But listen, you can have a bad 1-0 loss, bro. You can have a bad 1-0 loss too.
Yeah, but I would argue in the Arsenal game, we at least had the Cucurella thing. This, we have nothing, bro. There was nothing in this Brighton game, bro. Nothing. Zero. Nothing.
I think we went the whole entire game with no shots on target or something like that, or one shot on target.
One shot, literally. That's what I'm saying.
And that was the Verbruggen own goal. Yeah, that was bad.
This was. I'm telling you. This one was bad. I'm telling you. The Brighton game was bad. It was worse. It was worse. Like it's a fat mid off, but it was worse.
Bro, I'm pretty sure I saw Nkunku put more effort in that Arsenal game than this game.
Yeah.
And Chunky, man. Big up to Chunky, man.
Hey, man, shout out Clunky, bro. Every time, man. Every
Shout out
time.
Nkunku as well. You know what I mean? If you know what I mean.
Oh my god, bro. Let me continue.
You know what I mean?
My blood brothers. All doing what they think they should individually be doing in that situation without anybody being like, oh, hang on, someone's got to run in behind, someone's got to stretch this defence, and just nothing. Now, this is the bit that you might find slightly disagreeable, okay? Because I know 4 Chelsea fans. And first off, yes, that's right, I do have at least 4 friends, and they are all split exactly down the middle on this point, which, bad at maths, is 2 each. When you see situations like this and you see the lack of movement and you see the lack of penetration, lol, you realise how important Nicholas Jackson is to Chelsea as an attacking unit. Now, obviously, goes without saying that they've been on a long, bad run, and Nicholas Jackson was present for all of that long, bad run. But if the question we're asking now is, how has it gone from bad to just 0 offensive threat? He's actually the consistent there. He missed both of those games. And yes, his finishing has always been pretty suspect for every really good chance he does take.
I want to take a moment to look at this. So we're looking at
wait, first of all, why are they doing my boy like this, bro? What the fuck are the pictures?
What do you mean?
You don't have a problem with the pictures, Ahmed or Marshall?
No.
Okay.
I think they're fine.
Tongue out. Interesting.
Yo, come on, man.
What's wrong with you?
That's what I'm saying. Like,
that's why I told
you he's like this brother right here, man. Like at some point, you just
What did I say, man? What is that? Oh my
and then he's like, "Oh, what? You called me to throw goal? How come?"
I said his tongue goes out in one of them. What? There's nothing wrong with me saying that. What is that? Not observation.
Did you not remember last stream?
Are you saying that's what they called Ahmed in Cranbrook? Ahmed.
Yeah. Anyways, wait. Prime. You know what the funny thing is? This guy last time his throat was hurting. He was barely able to speak, but his voice was normal when he was making slurping noises.
You are a weirdo, CP. That is weirdo behavior, man. That is weirdo behavior.
Clarence, the go throw. At least you know how Clarence.
That is genuinely pause. That is genuinely pause. That is genuinely a pause moment.
You know how Clarence paid for a private school. Where's man?
You know it is, man. Listen, man. I'm sorry that your parents are broke, but mine won't.
Look at the risk and flexing.
This is such a good bit, man. It kills me.
Proper behavior. Anyways, he looks worse this season, based on the stats.
Why don't you apologize for the fact that I live at home with both parents, and my parents didn't have a real good marriage.
Oh my god, man, pulling 8 Mile now. Oh my fucking
man. You know it is, man. You know what they say, man? F the parents, man. F the parents. That's what I say, man.
I mean, if you look at it one at a time, there is some improvements in some areas.
No, he's worse. He's worse.
No, but his shots total is more by almost a whole point.
Okay,
per
cool.
90.
Oh, he's taking more shots, but converting less. Or converting the same amount.
I guess so, right? Because it's the same amount. It's just by 0.7 or 0.2 in the goals tally. In terms of like expected has dropped down a bit.
I have to say, I think if you look, it's very similar in general. Like I think from a goal perspective, right? Yeah. So So I don't think that much has changed. I think the thing that has definitely changed is that his expected non-penalty XG has definitely decreased. Right? If you look at it like by a good 10%, because that's basically 10%. Oh no, is it that? Which one was the one that?
Not even. It's
no,
0.1.
sorry. No, sorry. Why am I looking at the wrong one? No. Oh, sorry. In terms of like percentile wise, I should say. Maybe that's what I was looking at. My apologies, but like, the percentiles he's definitely gone down in that one. Same with the expected goals, he's gone down a complete percentile. Right, his NPXG, whatever you want to call it, overshot has definitely decreased as well. Like he's basically the same player. I'll be honest. Not much has changed.
He hasn't improved.
Yeah, so they're basically if you look at these from a statistics standpoint, he's basically just the same guy.
Yep.
Same old Jackson. Let me look at these fixtures that we were looking at.
The thing is, though, like, again, I know how many games has he not played for? So is it like 5 or 6 right now?
So
Let me check.
He was unavailable for the first Brighton. Oh, no, not the first one. The second one in the league. He got injured during West Ham.
Yes.
But even then, like, we did go on a bad run of form, but we had some wins in there. West Ham, Wolves. We drew against Everton.
So he's missed 9 games from Feb 3rd till they're saying April 1st. So 58 days.
2 months, yeah? So how many games has that been, bro?
He's missed 9, they're saying. But I think they're wrong because he's apparently going to be, 9 games. Sorry, 9 games, yeah. He has missed 9 games.
I don't think it's a
So the games he's missed are here. So far he's missed Brighton, Villa, Southampton, Leicester, Arsenal. Then he missed one because he was on the bench. But then I think they're also counting the Conference League and stuff. But yeah,
I don't think it's a coincidence though that we were just pointing out the fact that we have this stagnant attack. I think if Jackson is in this lineup, if Jackson is here, he's making something happen. He's making something happen. Because I remember we were criticizing this game for this reason: players not moving at all, not making any type of run, not showing up for the ball, not doing anything.
The problem was though, Marshall, if you remember, bro, back in the day, right? At least in the last few games, right? Part of the problem has always been that, at least as of recently, he had stopped doing this, right? Because I feel like it was a tactical reason why that stopped happening. And then B, when he was trying to do this, because remember, I think this is the West Ham game was before, or in the few before, he actually started losing his touch too. His touch for some reason decided to go away, much like every other player. I'm also giving him grace because like everyone else decided to lose a touch too for some reason. Like you had some disgusting touches that were being shown online for us, and then obviously all of these touches were taking place, etc., right? But he wasn't able to like progress the ball like he used to either. So take it as you will.
Yeah, I don't think it's as bad as people made it out to be, but I agree with you to an extent. Like it was starting to be a little sus. All right, let's continue the video.
Does take, there'll be 2 or 3 more that you cannot believe he's missed. And you look at here, his chance conversion numbers are more or less identical to last season. He's not even improving in the ways we thought he would, but crucially, he makes those movements. He isn't static. He is always looking to cover ground. He is always looking to get in behind. He is a nightmare for defenders to try and keep an eye on. And more importantly, he makes the space that all 5 of those players are just waiting to magically come. So many of his goals, so many of Chelsea's goals this season have involved some sort of run in behind from Jackson. Like here against Liverpool, every single time they got the ball in the middle, he was stretching that defense. But this time, and take note.
That's actually a really good point that I did want to point out. I know everyone always says put him in the left wing, and I understand why, because like in terms of like his ability to dribble, his pace, he can be a really good player when deputized into the left wing. However, the one factor that is missing is that constant threat for the defenders that we just don't get from anyone else. I know for damn sure Nkunku is not giving it to me. Nkunku, honestly, when defenders see that Nkunku is a striker, they're thinking, yo, pay me now, man. I'm calling it a shift. This is easy. Because he doesn't do shit. He doesn't move. He makes runs from time to time, but it's not enough that we're like, yo, what the hell? Pass the ball to Nkunku. He's making a clear run. It's just so night and day from Jackson, in my opinion. Like, he is. And Guiu to an extent, too. Like, Guiu is kind of menacing in that sense, too. Like, he is a pain in the ass for center backs because he will make the run. He will press you. He will, like, constantly put pressure on you. We don't have that right now. And I think what Adam is saying is right. Like, a lot of our goals did come from movements or kind of chances that Jackson helped create, space that Jackson helped create, space that Jackson, worked so that the rest of the team could benefit from. I don't know if you guys agree or disagree with that, but I think Jackson was severely missed, even in his bad form right now.
No, I think that's true because that was why he was doing those in behind runs now. Because the reason why the man was forced to do that was like creates a space, does what it needs to do to happen essentially, right? But the thing that I actually think we're missing more is that in the him coming in deep to pick up the ball, right, and then moving it around to our wingers and stuff like that. That is something that I do think is harming us more, right? And then the other part of that is that Palmer's now not moving into the central area too when that happens, which he used to do under Poch, which we have to give Poch credit for, right? And that actually I think is harming our harmony in terms of like finishing and also in terms of creating, right? Because because like if that makes sense, from my attacking chemistry, if that makes sense.
I agree, because I also think like that's probably part of the reason why Palmer's numbers in terms of like assists and creation has dipped a bit, because Jackson was the one making all those spaces so that other people can run into. Jackson was the one creating like the passing opportunity. Like, hey, I'm running in behind. I'm showing up for the ball. Like, I think there's a lot more of a stronger argument now for why Jackson is needed in this team, or at least another profile like Jackson is needed in this team when Jackson isn't available. Let me continue the video.
Note with this, because this is him and Madueke who was missing, by the way.
Madueke! Glaze Madueke! Glaze him! Glaze my goat!
I don't know if
yo,
that's kinda,
hey yo.
I thought this is an adult show. Well, we're not allowed to speak. It's not an adult show.
I mean,
we are adults. That don't mean that you got to be doing, X-rated, X-rated glazing.
I mean, you got to be glazing another man.
That's what I'm saying, bro.
Hey, mother effing yo.
You know what I'm saying? The bro goes straight.
Guys, you know what? I'll say this. You know what, Ahmed? Be who you are. I don't judge you. If you swing that way, I won't judge you. Be who you are, bro.
Pause firstly, and secondly, I'm just trying to have fun. Chill out.
Hold on. Don't say pause when you've been saying weird stuff. Don't say pause.
I can say pause if I want to. Why can't I say it?
Don't say pause.
So wait, are you? Marshall,
glazing other men, you don't want to pause. Okay, cool. Keep
Marshall. So do you think his playstyle plus is a throat? Like that's Ahmed's playstyle plus, the throat, right? You know what I'm saying?
This is what I'm saying, bro. You can't keep saying this, bro. You can't see it, bro. You know what I mean? You just can't keep saying that. You can't keep calling another guy a throat group, bro. You know what I mean? You can cook me for saying anything you want. We can't keep saying that, bro.
Wait, hold on, Ahmed. If you don't want to be called a goat throat, don't show off goat throat tendency.
The whole show's the off. When did I show this off, Brian?
You
I was literally. I didn't. No, I didn't. The reason why it's calling me a throat group is because my voice was gone after I went to work to actually do my job in the civil engineering.
Okay, and Ahmed, people who have their voice gone. That is a goat throat tendency.
Again, that's what you guys are talking about. I never mentioned throat goat stuff. You guys are bringing on AO shit, not me.
You're glazing, but you're glazing.
No, I'm not. I'm not glazing anyone. I literally said that. I literally said that as a joke, laughing. If you guys want to keep taking this stuff seriously, then that's a you problem, bro. You know what I mean? That's a you problem. It's a you problem.
It's always a joke until you're glazing man first, man. Anyways.
That's what you're saying. You're crazy, bro.
Okay, I do. Tell me about it, dude. Tell me, man.
Yep.
There's, you know, the funny thing was, guys.
There's two videos to be fair, K.
Okay, here. You know what the funny thing is? Marshall messages us, hey, let me actually, as I quote, this is what he messages us, people. This is what he messages us about the stream. Like, this is the funniest part. Man messages me saying, doing a tactical react, but after 3 hours, I'm gonna cap it. Because it'll take otherwise it'll take forever.
Did you even read what I said?
Yes,
bro?
Yes. It literally says
That's
doing
not what
tactical.
I said.
I'm reading it.
After 3 hours?
You said doing a tactical react, but after 3 heads up, I'm gonna cap it.
I meant after 3 people. Forever. 3 people in the panel.
Oh, I thought like you meant 3 hours.
It was 3 to 4. 3 to 4. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, this is why, because everyone needs to pitch in on stuff, and it takes forever. But hey, it is what it is. The game's the game. Let's continue.
is
This
missing.
game.
By the way, they both
Stealing
make
my
that running
gimmicks.
behind. They both try and stretch Liverpool. And it isn't a goal. Nothing major comes of it. But it ends up with Cole Palmer getting the ball in this part of the pitch with this much room. Now you tell me, go back to that shot in the Brighton game, and in what universe is Cole Palmer ever finding that much space when everyone else is just slowly walking back towards the ball and nobody's trying to stretch the defence? He's not. My point is that he's not. And don't get me wrong, by the way, Palmer is out of form as well. His performances have really dropped off the last couple of games, just like Nicholas Jackson's performances have dropped off the last couple of games. But you start to rewind that back. You can see that the team as a whole is not functioning as well. Colwill is struggling. Fernandez is struggling. And why are they struggling? Because they're missing Lavia and they're missing Fofana. So you look at all the problems they've got, you can just about trace them all back to those two injuries, I think. Those two and what they bring to the team is a really important core ingredient in the way any team has to assert itself in a game of football. And you take that out and you start to get knock-on effects all throughout the entire rest of the team and across the pitch. And I mean, look, if you want me to really oversimplify this as much as I can, but it's not like the first graph I used in this video. Like, chart the bad runs and compare them to when Fofana and Lavia were playing. Like, it almost lines up absolutely perfectly, and sometimes it is just that simple. But to take this to a slightly bigger question people are having as a result is, does this mean Enzo Maresca is actually getting found out as a manager? Was the big drop-off he had at Leicester last year just kind of who he is, and this is all really on him? And time will tell. Like, it sucks, these injuries, but a good manager would find ways to adapt and find ways to stop
Find out next time on the 442 channel.
away from you.
Right, like, come on,
so
man.
we will see in a couple of weeks if that's the case. And the same goes, by the way, for this question of, is it bad squad building? Do the board need burned at the stake? And we will see. They would certainly argue the money that's been spent and the amount.
He said no.
Wait,
yes.
let's go, man. Let's go, my blue coat. You know what I'm saying?
Let me finish the video and then we'll go over the last.
Listen, man. CP was saying. Listen, man. He was glazing blue coat, man. You know what I mean? He was the one. You know, after you saw Dario Sugo, man, and Krenda, he went back to blue coat glazing. So hey,
who me?
Let's
man.
The video. Yeah.
When did I? I don't
know.
I never glazed in this game.
It's like he's glorious King Luca.
We're almost there. You
know what I'm saying? Yeah, he's gonna dunk on him.
I can't wait.
He's gonna dunk on him today.
He gonna dunk on him. No Joker.
Arsam.
No Joker. Insane.
Arsam, the funny thing is, we almost beat these man without LeBron,
Bro, the role
and
players,
Luca.
Yeah,
we beat them with almost role players. They beat us by 3 points. We beat them with just role players.
Barely.
Yeah,
man. AR-15 got something for them.
Yeah.
AR-15, man, crazy, man. Hey,
finishing
my white
the
shooter.
video.
My white
Finishing
shooter.
the video. Finish it. Oh my god.
My white what? My white what? Okay, let's keep it PG. Let's keep it PG now. That's crazy.
Finish the video.
The amount of players available should be able to cover 2 little injuries to the squad. So if Maresca can do that with the players he's got, then I guess they're right. But if he can't, and this season completely slips away for Chelsea, then it's one of their faults. Possibly both. But anyway, speaking of which, the next 2 home games are Leicester and Southampton. Yay! And the next 2 away games are Villa and Arsenal. Oh no! So, we'll see. Anyway, though, if you have enjoyed this, and I do...
Yeah, we saw how that went. All right, well, that's the video pretty much, ladies and gents. But on those final points that we saw there, I agree with RSM. I think there's a lot of poor squad planning. Obviously, like, you know, a manager needs to make do with the tools he's got, but when you got someone that has a certain system and he needs particular profiles to fill in, and you don't have those profiles to fill in, I mean, Leslie Ugochukwu would have been nice to have this time around, especially considering the importance of Lavia, right? So if Lavia is so important to the system, you should have probably had someone that's similar to that. And that's not KDH, that's not Cassidy.
That's not Kieran Dewsbury, say his name right first, so we can get him out. So that he's known more. But secondly,
Kieran.
Never say that again. But let's keep pushing.
Kieran.
Listen, let's don't use the accent, big man. Please chill out. You don't see me use the American accent.
Kiernan Drewsbury Hall.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
I was really waiting to say the use an American accent there, but then I channeled my inner piece. But you know where you know where it is, man. You know, again, Ugochukwu is looking spooky right now because, as I said before, I said before, we play this Highland football. This guy can cut fastly. He's quite well. He can help us in terms of aerial physical dominance that we need compared to our two guys. Can help to allow us to unlock a guy like Caicedo and allow him to be a bit more box to box and add that passing angle that RSM likes to glaze up so much. That he's not even going to be able to do against Brazil, but tomorrow. But we'll see.
Brazil fraud.
I forgot who is they not Brazil tomorrow.
No. Brazil plays Colombia. We play Venezuela.
My apologies. Sorry, wrong team. He might be able to do against Venezuela. Actually, he might be able to do against Venezuela. Fair enough. They're trash team. What do you mean? But listen. At the end of the day, right? The Leslie loss is looking worse by the second. I'll be honest, bro. Genuinely. Yeah, and I just don't want to be this idiot that's I told you so, but guess what? I told you so.
I feel like we probably could have gotten away with the Fofana injury, but the Lavia injury on top of it really doesn't help, and it's annoying. I think it is bad squad planning. I really hope that next season we plan a lot better. But that's me just, holding my breath and hoping
does
for the best.
Does he know? Does he know?
Isugu Nation coming in, bro.
I genuinely think Isugu is a signing in the right direction. We'll see what happens with Ugochukwu, but that doesn't address the fact that still no striker. That doesn't address the fact that we still don't have like another out and out winger, like a solid winger. There's still doubts about the ones that we have right now. And where's my center back? Like, am I really going to rely on Anselmino when he comes back?
No center back?
Oh, man, you're getting Sarr, man, from Strasbourg, man. Let's go. Sarr Nation.
I mean...
Amhega's coming next season.
I have to see more of it.
Amhega's coming next season, bro, don't worry.
Oh, and also, let's not forget...
Amhega, Sancho Striker.
Who's my goalkeeper going to be? Is it going to be Petrovic or you're going to stick with Sanchez after he threatened, if you don't put me in the football...
Yeah, man, it's going to be Mike Penders, right?
I'm leaving the football club. Yes, please. Get out of this football club. Be the reason why we're not getting top four. You fucking waste, man.
That's all those reports are straight cracking.
What waste, man?
Why would he ever say that, bro? Why would he ever say that, bro?
That's one of the things, that genuinely, that's one of the things, UK slang, the UK slang that just goes part of that. Hey, my man. Hey, my man speaking. You know what I mean? He's man.
He's a waste, man.
That guy is genuinely a bozo.
If we don't get it, I'm leaving. Thank you, bro. Thank you for that, honestly.
Yeah, man. Put the fries in the bag, bro, man. You fucking wanker. I'm sorry, man. It just like, it's always the worst thing that I always say is when a guy that knows that he's trashy starts, what's it called, talking heavy. You know what I mean? That's the worst thing you can do, bro. You know what I mean?
I get it.
Like when a girl's like a 3 out of 10, but she thinks she's a 10 out of 10.
We don't do listen. Respect to the ladies. I'm not here to cook the ladies today.
Okay, sure.
You know what I mean? I'll use a Lakers example. I'll use a Lakers example. You know when you used to have. You know when you used to have. You know when you guys. Wait. You know when you used to have. No, you know when you used to. You guys just have D'Angelo Russell, and D'Angelo Russell used to like talk heavy. Right, outside of that's what I mean. He's like that, bro. But he'll be like, he'll be like fucking 0 for 9. He'll be hitting 0 for 9.
You know the funny thing is, I was gonna say, when the Nuggets back in the day, but I forgot back in the day he was a Celtics fan.
There we go, man. Love of the game, man. Love of the game juice, man. Love of the game juice.
Hold on. Can I just say? So Ahmed didn't want to make a reference to a woman, but you were happily glazed men all day on the stream.
This is again. Listen, I was saying respect to women. If you can't respect women, Prime, this is not a space for you, mate. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I'm sorry, mate. Listen, shout out to my black queens. You got, man.
Shout out to your private school queens as well, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my snow bunnies. Exactly.
Oh my god.
Hey, Future Prime, clip that. 3 hours, 37 minutes.
This is what I'm saying. But listen, again, I'm gonna see someone one day.
I think I need to end the stream.
You're gonna see us. Nobody.
You do.
I'm suing you, mate. You're getting the sue, man.
Once we get past 3 hours, it starts to get really unhinged. So I need to keep my channel respectfully.
Hey, CP, by the way, you get paid, man. 3 hours. Let's go.
Hey, but I got it, man. I do my job.
Bonus triggered. But ladies and gents, I hope you guys enjoyed the react. I'll try to do more of them in the future. It's just hard because, you know, it's hard to like know what content is worth reacting to. But I figured this one was kind of like worth reacting to because it was kind of nice to see a little breakdown of what made us good and what made us shit right now. So, pretty simple answers from what we could tell. That's why I'm pretty confident that when these guys come back, we'll be back to, you know, proper Chelsea, you know? But we'll see. Ladies and gents, you already know what to do. Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. Check out the links in the description below because I have a YouTube channel that I personally play video games and do all that fun stuff myself, do UFC watch-alongs, all that fun stuff. So check that out in the description below. Also, be sure to check out everyone here on their panels, socials as well. It's down below. Hey, leave a comment if you are watching this in the future. Let us know your thoughts on what, you know, 442 said, what we said. And then lastly, be sure to check out the memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And at the proper casual and higher tiered, members get a shout out at the end of every show. And that's going to go to TM127, EE, Dark, Adrian, A. Suleiman, Daniel, and Mufazu. Big up to you guys for your support.
Why do I get a little glaze? You know what I mean? Here, like, you know, I'm paying you money.
No
you know?
more glazing. Enough glazing. The glaze needs to stop.
He said, why don't I get a little more glaze? Hey, yo.
That's crazy. That's why you got Prime saying the things he's saying about you.
That's what I'm saying, man. The throat goat, man.
The throat goat.
Hey, you know
man.
what?
Right.
Almighty got fed up of giving it up for free. He wanted to get something back.
Yo.
Hey,
yo, man.
Almighty's sick of being on his knees.
See, again, grown man took another man on his knees. This is actually plausible behavior.
I appreciate
genuinely plausible behavior.
Keep smashing like.
And Almighty,
We'll catch you next time tomorrow for the Casually Chelsea show. Have a wonderful night. Stay casual.
Are you sure you want a Casually Chelsea show after this?